Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. physioextra.com.
It looks like our bid to host COP31 has failed. It follows a diplomatic standoff between Australia and Turkey. The climate summit was set to bring 50,000 delegates to Adelaide in 2026. Tourism Minister Zoe Beddison says the state is still punching above its weight on the world stage.
I do think people are thinking about South Australia differently than they have before. You know, hosting Gather Round and Live Golf along with our other international events like the Tour Down Under.
A P-plater from the southern suburbs has been done for excessive speed and drug driving. His Ford sedan was picked up doing 123 in an 80 zone on the Southern Expressway at Darlington last night. He then tested positive for cocaine. The 23-year-old is facing a fine of $2,000 plus. Darwin locals are on high alert with tropical cyclone FIVEAA set to make a U-turn today, heading straight for the Northern Territory. FIVEAA could cross the coast late Saturday, early Sunday. The system intensifying to a Category 2. The Territory's Acting Assistant Commissioner James O'Brien says warnings are in place for multiple areas.
Be prepared, but don't panic. There is no need to panic at the moment.
SA house prices are on track to hit a median of 1.1 million next year. Domain data also shows unit prices are headed for a record $681,000. Senior economist Dr Joel Bowman says a number of factors will come into play in 2026, feeding the growth.
The first home guarantee expansion, which allows purchasers with a 5% deposit with no mortgage insurance. So we're expecting that will provide a bit of a sugar hit to the market. The lower interest rates this year will continue to provide a tailwind to prices.
Australia Post will start doing weekend deliveries from Saturday to help parcels arrive in time for Christmas. That will continue right up until December 25. The service will be available in all metro capitals and select regional cities and towns. A Victorian teen who died in a cricketing accident will be farewelled today. More from Madeline Burke.
Ben Austin was just 17 years old when he died in hospital 3 weeks ago. He was fatally struck by a cricket ball ahead of a T20 match while warming up in the nets at Ferntree Gully. Today, he will be farewelled at a funeral service at the Junction Oval in St Kilda, with attendees encouraged to wear club jerseys, scarves or a splash of colour in honour of Ben. The service will be followed by a private burial.
And it's a waiting game for Donald Trump's signature on that bill to release the Epstein files after it was rubber-stamped by both US houses. A senior official saying the president will sign the bill whenever it gets to the White House. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And it's good morning to Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Mel. The first round of the AFL draft is complete with 25 players selected in total on the opening night. There were a high number taken with father-son and academy selections included. Willem Dersma joined his three siblings at the top level after being taken at pick 1 by West Coast. Laura Spurway reports.
18-year-old Dersma has landed at the West Coast Eagles after being highly favoured to top his draft class. Brother Xavier plays for Essendon, Zane for North Melbourne and sister Yasmin for Carlton in the AFLW. Dersma says he's looking forward to joining forces with Harley Reid. Father-son Harry Dean was selected by Carlton at pick 3, while Cozzy Pickett presented a Guernsey to cousin Latrell, who Melbourne selected at pick 12. The second round of the draft continues tonight.
And Mitch Marsh was taken by the Crows with pick number 22. He's a forward from West Adelaide. Port Adelaide will have its first selection tonight. The Adelaide 36ers have made it 3 wins in a row after taking care of the Illawarra Hawks at home last night. The Sixers trailed at halftime by 5 points but found a way back into the contest, winning 97-85. Bryce Cotton leading the way with 31 points. The Sixers will recover today before fronting up again on Saturday against the South East Melbourne Phoenix. Well, Australia's cricketers will get one final chance to fine-tune ahead of tomorrow's opening Ashes test in Perth. Both captains, Steve Smith and Ben Stokes, are set to address the media. And another honour for Roger Federer. It's been announced he'll be inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in 2026. He became the first male tennis player to win 20 Grand Slam singles titles, the record later broken by Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. And that's the FIVEAA Sport.
Now the FIVEAA forecast, partly cloudy and 21 today, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Saturday showers and 25, and then up to 30 and sunny on Sunday. Right now it's 10 degrees on FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
Hello, Hello, ACH Group. Tina speaking.
Navigating the new Support at Home program?
Can we help you today?
ACH Group is here to help. Our welcome team offers one-on-one consultations to help you understand your options, navigate My Aged Care and find the right support for your needs. ACH Group will guide you through the process and make it easier. Call our welcome team at ACH Group on 8159 3500 because a little help can be a big help.
Shane from Drummond Golf, you've been busy turning good golfers into great golfers.
Thanks, Rowie. We have the best gear for golfers at all levels.
And it's not just about getting a new set of clubs, it's the experience and the advice you get when you walk in.
Exactly, Tim.
We always strive to be a complete experience. We're all golfers. We're passionate and we know the sport. Plus, with a price match guarantee, you know you'll get the best for less.
And you'll improve their game with Mini Golf Max, Big Swing Simulators and My Match Expert Fitting.
We certainly will, Rowie.
Well, you've helped me, Shane. I shot over 200 metres the other day.
What, in the right direction?
Yeah, not so much.
I think you're going to need more than one lesson.
Lift your game with Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer.
Generic brand cleaning services. Press 1 if you'd like to stay on hold for another 30 minutes. Or if you'd like to scream into the handset, press 2.
At Servicing SA Cleaning and Facility Solutions, you speak to real South Aussies about cleaning your retail, commercial or community property. The interstaters might promise the world, but will they show up when the bins overflow on Friday? Affordable, reliable and 100% local. That's Servicing SA. Go to servicingsa.com.au.
9 out of 10 people who are blind or vision impaired don't need to be. Just $25 can help restore a person's sight. See Fred Hollow's vision live on.
What did he say?
He says we can see quite well.
Please donate to the Fred Hollows Foundation today at hollows.org.
Every eye is an eye.
Ciao. I'm an Italian fruit panettone, just $9.99 from Aldi. Yes, traditionally I'm a dessert, but why not shake things up? I'm more than happy to share a plate with some prawns. Go on. It's Christmas. Aldi. Good different.
Harvey Norman Black Friday sale. Unbeatable deals on all the big brands. Save up to 40% on monitors, gaming accessories and Android tablets. Up to a huge 35% off Windows 11 computers. Up to 30% off cricket cutting machines and presses. Up to 25% off printers and connected security. Up to 20% off headphones, digital cameras, networking and smartwatches. Up to 15% off DJI drones and MetaQuest 3S. Best brands, best range, best prices. There's more in store and online at Harvey Norman Black Friday sale.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
9 minutes after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Thursday on FIVEAA Breakfast. Coming up on the program this morning, I'm really looking forward to this chat. Jack Connis, an Adelaide man who makes cricket bats. 2 of his bats will be debuting in the Ashes in Perth tomorrow. He's also done some work repairing Joe Root's bats in the past, and he's come to South Australia to play. Looking forward to this. This is a great story about a young South Australian who's got a passion for making cricket bats. He's an OT as well, occupational therapist, but bats is his passion and he's turning it into a career. He's going to come on the program after 6:30 today. What will the name of the new boring machines be? The boring machines to dig out the tunnels on South Road. My fear is it won't be any of our listeners' suggestions, which by a country mile were the best suggestions, but we'll find out. The Minister of Infrastructure and Transport, Emily Burke, on before 7 o'clock today. After 7, a response immediately to our rumour story yesterday we got about a basketball team that was too good for the comp. They got kicked out. It's in the paper this morning. We're going to hear from the association after 7 o'clock today. Matt Abraham too. We love Thursday mornings. Matt Abraham in the studio to dissect the spin of the week. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Will. Jack Connis makes bats and bats and bats. That should be his slogan, inspired by the famous Bradman headline. That'll look
bats
good.
And bats and bats.
If he did it in the same typeface, was it the Sun, the Melbourne Sun? I can't remember who came up with the famous headline, but Bradman bats and bats and bats when he made his 300-plus knock. Are you someone who can remember cricket scores? Like, individual... Like if I said what was Ricky Ponting's high score...
No. I find it amazing. I've got mates who, as when I was adults, 12, maybe I would have remembered all that kind of stuff.
It's a real thing. It's like guys can. There's some guys, they're like walking wisdoms. They can say, "Oh, I read about Laxman and Dravid when they made that opening stand of blank at the Adelaide Oval." I wonder if Rennie can do it.
But you put him to the test. Mind the pun.
Imagine if Joe Reed rang up and said, "Oh, I was just wondering if you'd be able to fix my bat." I'd say, "Yes, Joe, I can."
Fix, you mean?
Leave it with me. There you go.
He'll never play better.
That's right. Everything appears to be in order. Handle safely glued back onto the blade. So, Cop, is Cop cooked?
Feels like it's dead. Phil Curry's story in the Fin Review yesterday certainly suggested that the federal government were, how do we phrase this, looking at ways to leverage a losing bid into something for the Pacific region.
What's that mean?
Apparently there's a leaders summit that wouldn't be held in Adelaide, by the way. That the Albanese team are trying to say, look, all right, if we miss out, we'll be magnanimous about it. But
you know what I find stunning? I find it stunning, given the amazing leadership shown by the mayors of Onkaparinga, Mitcham, and Adelaide. But with the utter gravitas and star power that the three girls from Ipanema brought to that enterprise, how on earth has this not worked? I thought that was the whole reason that Moira Ware and Dr. Ross, Dr. Ross and Dr.
Heather Holmes Ross.
Heather Holmes Ross. That was why they were going there, wasn't it?
Well, I thought about this.
They had to go, and we had to pay for it.
The only reason it can be, and I think the clue was in when we spoke with Heather Holmes Ross, when the message was received that you're doing such a good job there, I suspect what's happened here is the COP summit has thought there's nothing to be gained. These guys are nailing it so well that we might as well go to somewhere that's more in need.
Yeah.
Do you know this whole thing?
Have you seen Rob's text? You missed your calling, Rob. He says, "Oh, we missed out on COP. I wish I was an editor." Cop that. Well, that's low-hanging fruit. Then he says, "Turkish delight." That's a good one. Cop out. This is a good one. We've been given the thumb berg. And so many trees going unhugged. Oh, dude.
I do love this whole business of, well, you and Turkey need to work it out. You know, you need to sort it out between yourselves. We both want it. It reminds me of that. Do you remember that Seinfeld episode?
Given our long history of sorting things out peacefully.
It's been 100 years. We're good.
That's true. Forgive and forget.
You remember that Seinfeld episode where Newman is sitting as judge and Elaine and Kramer are trying to work out who has ownership of a bike?
Oh, yeah.
And in the end, Newman's judgment is, we'll cut the bike in half. And Kramer says, look, I'd rather Elaine get it than see the bike ruined. And then Newman comes back and says at the end, well, only the bike's true owner would rather see it intact than come to harm. That's what this whole process feels like to me.
Yeah,
do you want the cop? Do you want the half cop? Which part of the little cop do you want?
Half
if you
cop.
guys can't work it out, Germany gets it. Hey,
it's going to be. Is there a danger now that it's going to be, in a global sense, pretty pathetic, but still large enough to annoy everyone in South Australia?
No, I don't think there'll be anything here.
Oh, really?
No. The version that Anthony Albanese people have sounded out would not be in Adelaide, as I understand it.
Where would it be then?
Somewhere in the Pacific Islands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's trying to do it. He's doing a solid for the region.
So in addition to getting a rugby league team, they might get COP in Port Moresby.
Quite possibly. That's right. Hey, we're going to double...
Hospitality and safety might be an issue there. Just saying that by way of massive understatement. You're going to get hacked to death by one of the local rascals. You might want to stay somewhere else.
But maybe that's the kind of gentle encouragement to stay in line that, the good people of Antifa need.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, this is not your average police force here.
Yes.
Might be a form of justice you're not used to.
Yeah, a bit more rough than usual handling.
We've got a double pass to see Music of the Night to give away, tribute to Andrew Lloyd Webber and the West End Musicals at Her Majesty's Theatre, Sunday, November 30 at 2 p.m. You can get tickets from Ticketek. The AFL draft was on last night. We're going to talk about the fallout from that with Tom Wren very, very shortly, but got us wondering, what would you be the number one pick for? In what circumstance would you be the number one pick, folks?
Ooh.
Let us know. It could be you going to Music of the Night. 8223 0000 is the number, or text us on 0480 08 1395. What would you be? What draft of what would you be the number one pick for?
I know what you are.
What's that?
Because I do it all the time to you. Whenever there's numbers that have to be read about, like interest rates and stuff like that, I would say, what's going to happen now? You good at like what the stuff that Koshy does, the stuff that I don't understand. The dismal science, Will, if you will.
Yeah, it is called the dismal science.
The dismal science.
Yes. Some people say economics is not science at all. You know, it's an argument. It's more of a social. It's more of a social sciences vibes thing.
Animal spirits.
Animal spirits.
Term.
What are you the number one pick for?
Well, I suppose if you need someone to talk interminable crap about Mexico, I'd come in handy.
What about?
You want to talk about, the origins of Cinco de Mayo, or how Zapata and FIVEAA were essentially
you're selling yourself short.
Different revolutions.
What about what about the cross-examination of the travel habits of local government?
Yeah, that went all right, didn't it?
17 after 6. What would you be the number one pick for? 8223 0000. Could be you going to Music of the Night, the Andrew Lloyd Webber spectacular. We're going to take a quick break. Back in a moment.
Snooze Black Friday starts now. Save up to 60% off selected mattresses and up to 40% off selected bed frames. Don't miss the Snooze Black Friday sale on now. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
What a little snooze can do.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions no one else asks. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Discover the world's last great wilderness, Antarctica, with Phil Hoffman Travel on board Scenic Eclipse, the world's first discovery yacht. Immerse yourself in ultra-luxury as you explore shimmering glaciers and untouched frontiers. Indulge in spacious suites with butler service, all-inclusive dining and beverages, and once-in-a-lifetime scenic discovery excursions by Zodiac, kayak and submarine. Book your Scenic Eclipse voyage now and save up to $12,600 per couple, exclusive to Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel. Live music in the front bar Friday night to Sunday night. The Excelsior, Coghlan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better.
Hi, it's Wayne Phillips. We're celebrating Wayne Phillips Ford's 40th anniversary. Right now, we have a handful of Ford Ranger Wildtracks in stock with a bi-turbo from only $67,000 drive away for ABN holders. Or go all out with the V6 Ranger Wildtrak, now under $72,000 drive away for ABN holders. Save $8,500. Be quick, when they're gone, they're gone. Wayne Phillips Ford celebrating 40 years at Christie's Beach, or go online at waynephillipsford.com.au.
Wayne Phillips Ford.
Thinking about downsizing? Discover Northern Community Residential Village in Penfield. New homes in the latest release are now selling from just $450,000. With no stamp duty, no council rates and no exit fees, it's a smart financial move. Northern Community Residential Village offers secure, low-maintenance living in a friendly community of like-minded over 50s. Embrace your next chapter in style and comfort. Visit ncrv.com.au to book a tour of the display home today.
When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
This is November. It's the 2025 NAB AFLW Finals Series. This feeling, this fire, these finals belong to all of us. See you at the W Finals. Get tickets now at women's.afl.
It's the final days of our model year run out at Camper Agent RV Supercentre Parafield Gardens, and it's time to clear the lot. Get up to $5,000 off selected new and used models, plus caravans and camper trailers from just $46,990. Top brands like Winnebago, Windsor, Corrimal, Andrea and Hitchhiker ready now. Sale ends November 29. And only while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Camper Agent RV Supercentre, Parafield Gardens today.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
21 after 6, Tom Wren with the draft fallout in just a few moments' time. We're asking you, though, in a draft of your entire creation, what would you be the number one pick for? 8223 We've got the tickets to Andrew Lloyd Webber to give away. Quentin in Old Ranella, good morning. What would you be the number one draft pick for, Quentin?
Oh, do you want to have a guess? Look, obviously, number one South Australian Sun supporter, but I'll just blow my own trumpet. I'll go cook in my house, stepfather, husband, all of the above.
Yeah. No, fair enough, Quentin. Fair enough.
No shame in blowing your own trumpet, Quentin, because no one's going to blow it for you.
They're all good things to be the number one draft pick for. Let's go to Clearview. Rob, when would you get picked first?
Oh, look, I want to nominate for number one, mate, but because of father-son pick swaps and all the other shenanigans, I'm down to bloody 22.
You're the first live selection, though, Rob.
Yeah, probably, but yeah, it's just shameful.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, wasn't it, last night? What a distorted thing. Rennie will take us through that very shortly. There's some text coming through on the text line as well, 0480 1395.
Well, there might be some radio stations where people are sobbing into their chai latte about the fact that Adelaide's not going to get the cop. 5AA ain't one of them. Looking at the text line, it's almost party time. People seem extremely happy, although Philby in North Adelaide raises a cautionary note. Says local mayors might be happy with this. Could mean they have to go overseas yet again to find another cop. Because they'll have to go, oh, hang on, there's no cop here.
Book another. Yeah, that's right. We would have saved a fortune in local government costs if we'd had it here.
Imagine if we found out that when COP was held in Adelaide, the traffic was so bad that the mayors of Onkaparinga and Richmond decided not to go.
That would have been a great story.
I'm not going all the way in along Belair Road if I'm going to get caught in that damn traffic. I'll just wait until it's in Brazil again. Do we get a refund, though?
On what?
On their trips. I mean, given that we haven't got COP.
No.
That was a big part of it. Well, when the Lord Mayor came on, she says a private think tank.
She was funded. She was independently funded.
She independently funded. The others were funded by the LGA. But the argument used by the Lord Mayor at the time was that it was essential that they were there ahead of COP. Well, where's COP?
I'm sure they got
COP no here.
No. Well, hang
COP.
on. The Lord Mayor also got inspired to close city streets.
That's true.
For being in Rio de Janeiro, so it wasn't a total fruitless endeavour.
The idea of picking up any urban planning ideas from Rio. I've been to Rio. They sell stickers that you can put on the windscreen that say, please don't rob me, I've already been robbed today. They do.
Well, maybe we could get them, you see?
They do.
10.5 degrees outside at the moment. It feels cooler than that. It feels like 8.9. Heading for a top today of 21, partly cloudy, no rain. But things change. Things change over the course of the next few days. Tomorrow, 25. Saturday, 25, up to 7 millimetres of rain, but 25. Sunday, 30, no rain.
30.
Monday, 31, essentially no rain. Then Tuesday it drops down to 24, drizzly. Wednesday, 20, drizzly. So there's no sustained pattern of warmth in our near future, but at very least, there's a little bit of warmth there, which is nice.
Well, there's a 3.
There is a 3. There's 2 3s, Sunday and Monday. 8223 is our number. If you want to tell us the thing you'd be the number one draft pick for, a few more texts coming through. Someone by 7 o'clock this morning is going to get the tickets to see the Andrew Lloyd Webber spectacle music of the night.
Here we go. Guy in Highgate, this is a taste of what's coming through. Good morning, lads. Good riddance to COP. Our gain is someone else's loss. They can have it. Thank you, Guy. Rick says the COP has given Bowen and Albo a chance to deflect from our power price increases. Now his big drama with the states is over health.
I don't know if it has. Doesn't it have the opposite effect? Doesn't it every time it comes up, it reminds everyone about power prices? I don't think it allows anyone to deflect from anything. In fact, it was worse in the eastern states. At very least here in Adelaide, the idea was the rest of the country's going to spend billions of dollars to host an event that will only benefit Adelaide economically, right? And people here in Adelaide don't like it. How popular do you think it is in Sydney and Melbourne?
Well, I think this is one of the reasons.
Albo looks like a hero for walking away from it.
I think so. And this is one of the reasons the mayors have copped it so much. On Capringa, Mitcham, the reason is the whole vibe of it. It almost looks like gather round for people who've made an art form of living off the public purse. Don't you think?
Yeah, but the argument for it is that all those countries' public purses are suddenly going to be expended in Adelaide.
That was it.
Yeah, that's
it was
right.
like, hey, we'll take their stinking money.
Yeah, that's right.
That was it.
Yeah.
We will take your stinking money.
Yeah.
You put it best when the story first broke, saying, let 1,000 blossoms bloom.
If you want to come here and talk about selling daffodils, you can. I don't care. If your money checks.
Although I think I asked you on air at the time, okay, at what point do you draw the line, It was like the Paraguayan city, Ciudad del Este, at the start of 2001. Apparently, that city is the loosest joint on earth. They held an Al-Qaeda conference there.
I would draw the line at terrorist organisations.
Okay. Well, everyone's...
But I'd have COP31 next door to an international weapons conference or a coal mining conference. I don't care.
Be fun, wouldn't it? Grant Stevens would love that idea.
They all book hotel rooms and buy meals. I couldn't give a stuff other than that.
Yeah, that's right. Be like Yom Kippur next to the Palestinian bookshop there on Hutt Street.
This is it.
A lot of fun.
This is we can do multiple things at once. We're a three-dimensional society. Tom Red's in the 5AA breakfast studio with us. Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi AXS at Agostina Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, boys. AFL draft last night, so we had 25 selections. It's all a bit... You're supposed to only be 18, but because of the father-sons and the academies, the draft's pretty funny, isn't it? It's pretty compromised the way it all happens. But 7 South Australians went, which was great. Picked 22. Yeah, it was fantastic. Now, if you talk to a lot of recruiters and people out there, they say this draft is not as deep or as talented as, say, next year's is going to be, or the one that we've just had 12 months ago. There is, and look, that may well be true, but, some players develop later. You never fully know. We've spoken about this a lot. It's a 5-10 year exercise, but 7 South Australians, you're right, Will, is an outstanding achievement. And not surprisingly, pick number 1 went to a man whose surname we've heard a lot in the AFL already. Willem Dersma, great.
With pick 1, the West Coast Eagles select Willem Dersma from the Gippsland Power and the Foster Football Club.
Is he Javier's son?
So, yeah, he's Xavier Dersma's brother. Zane Dersma's brother. And Yasmin.
That's pronounced.
So his 3 siblings all play in the AFL or AFLW. So
amazing, talented family.
I think he's probably going to be the pick of the lot, at least if you're going by talent. The Crows, they're the only team that had a pick last night of the 2 SA clubs. Port don't have one until later on. They went with Mitch Marsh, who is one of those South Australians. He's a forward from West Adelaide. So I think they were pretty keen on
West Adelaide.
I think they were pretty keen on Dyson Sharp, but they missed out on him. He's a midfielder, so they ended up with Mitch Marsh. Good luck to them all. Hope they go well. And then the Adelaide 36ers played last night. Outstanding win again, coming from behind to win by 12 points. They go to 10-3, so they're second on the table. Another great crowd. They're flying. Bryce Cotton, 31 points. Tomorrow we'll do a full Ashes preview as we get set for the first test. So looking forward to that.
Bring it on. What time does it start? 1 p.m?
It's a bit later because we're in Perth. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
2.5 hour delay.
Just before, I don't want to steal away from your preview, Rennie, but right now, what's your confidence level in going to the first test? If you're at a 10, 10 being there's no way we can lose, 0 being we can't win.
4.
Interesting. All right, let's not expand on it because I'm kind of with you a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. That's going to be really interesting. All right, good on you, Rennie.
Good on you, Tom.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 21 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
It looks like COP31 is going to pass us by, Adelaide reportedly failing in its bid to host the major climate summit next year. A standoff between Australia and Turkey is being cited. Bonn in Germany has been mentioned as a possible host. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says Australia will still be involved regardless of where the event is held.
We're trying to get the best outcome here for the planet and for the global economy. Regardless of where it is held, we'll continue to play a leadership role in that.
A man has been done for excessive speed and drug driving on the Southern Expressway. He was clocked more than 40 k's over the speed limit at Darlington last night. The P-plater then tested positive for cocaine. The 23-year-old has copped a fine in excess of $2,000. Facebook and Instagram will remove the accounts of 13 to 15-year-olds a week ahead of the new social media ban. More from Gabrielle Hodson.
From today, Meta is notifying account users it believes are under 16 that they're about to get turfed from social media platforms. SMH The Age reports Facebook, Instagram and Threads users aged 13 to 15 will start being removed from the platforms from December 4. That's a fortnight from now. The messages and notifications will encourage children to download photos, videos and other material that they want to keep. Users who are incorrectly classified as underage will have to use age verification platform Yoti, providing government ID or a video selfie. And users who've changed their age to something older will also be asked to prove it.
It's only going to get harder to break into the local property market. Domain is forecasting record median prices for both houses and units in 2026. Senior economist Dr Joel Bowman says the forecast is growth.
So I'm not expecting prices to go backwards anytime soon, but at least the prices are expected to moderate from that rapid double-digit growth that we're seeing in the unit market, kind of currently, to a bit more of the lower single digits by the end of next year.
In Victoria, a man has removed a sleeping baby from the back seat of a car and dumped him in a box before stealing the vehicle. Christina Hearn has more.
A 15-month-old toddler was left sleeping in the back seat of a car while their mum popped into the shops in Shepparton at 2 p.m. last Friday. An offender has seized on the opportunity and jumped into the red Volkswagen. But as he was reversing the car out of the supermarket car park, he's noticed the baby in the back seat. He's removed the toddler and dumped them in a box in the car park before taking off with the car. When the mother returned, she quickly noticed her baby in the box and contacted police. CCTV of the incident has been released in the hope someone recognises the offender.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And it's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. We're going to start with some football. West Coast has swooped on Victorian Willem Dersma, taken at pick 1. That was in last night's AFL draft.
Yeah, obviously very special. You know, you work so hard over the years and it's finally a dream come true. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Audio there, thanks to Fox. The Crows went with Mitch Marsh with their first selection at number 22. Well, England is preparing an all-guns-blazing pace attack for the first Ashes test starting tomorrow in Perth, including 4 frontline quicks plus all-rounder Ben Stokes in a 12-man squad for the opener. Mitch Stark says Australia will have a strong bowling lineup despite Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood being out injured. Stark, the last man standing amongst the frontline quicks, says the selectors have some quality replacements at their disposal.
Sadly, injuries and fast bowling happen, and it just so happened with 2 men down heading into the first test, but good to see the depth in the squad. So we know what Scotty Boland can do. Doggy's coming off a hot streak at the moment, and Ness has been around for a while, so it is what it is.
And as we mentioned, England's squad is in for that opening Ashes test. Only 5 members of the squad have previously played a test in Australia. And in the Women's Big Bash, the Sydney Thunder has picked up its first win with a 9-wicket thrashing of the Perth Scorchers. In basketball, the Adelaide 36ers have picked up a 12-point win against the Illawarra Hawks overnight to cement second spot on the NBL table. And the Socceroos have gone down to Columbia 3-0 in a friendly. A soft penalty allowing them to open the scoring. Midfielder Jackson Irvine says there wasn't much in it.
I haven't seen the penalty back enough times, but it looks so weak, and to then be chasing the game against the top side, yeah, you're gonna leave yourself a bit exposed.
Audio thanks to Paramount, and that is the 5AA Sport.
Thank you. Now the 5AA forecast, 21 and partly cloudy today, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Saturday showers and 25, Sunday sunny and 30. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
What's worse than running out of gas during the Christmas barbecue or the gas burner cutting out right as you're cooking your favourite steak? Come on. At Max Built Trading Co., we've been keeping barbies sizzling and meat medium rare since 1946. From refilling gas bottles to those hard-to-track-down spares for your gas burner, Max Built has quality products and reliable solutions for all situations. Visit us at Research Road, Paraka, or head to our Facebook page for more.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
9 out of 10 people who are blind or vision impaired don't need to be. See Fred Hollow's Vision live on.
What did he say? He says we can see quite well.
Please donate today at hollows.org.
Every eye is an eye.
Unique, loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Australia, the wait is over. AC/DC are back. Power up at the BP Adelaide Grand Final, Sunday, November 30. One of the world's greatest rock bands, AC/DC, with special guests Amyl and the Sniffers. Limited premium concert viewing tickets into areas A and B still available. All tickets include access to the BP Adelaide Grand Final on Sunday. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Why so blue, little blueberry?
I don't know.
But you're full of vitamins, antioxidants, and naturally sweet.
What else?
You're now only $2.99 per 125-gram pack at Aldi.
What's Aldi?
Aldi's good different.
Welcome to the Labor Government Complaints Line. This is Taylor.
Yeah, I'm calling about ambulance ramping.
Oh, that.
What are you...
Look, I'm sure we'll get around to it at some stage. We have been very busy bidding on events, though. Would you like some tickets to gather round? Hello? Hello?
Your future can't afford Labor.
Authorised by AHIDE Liberal Party only.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
22 minutes to 7. SA Police and Emergency Services are at the scene of a crash at Potter Court at Evanston Gardens. Police and Emergency Services were called to the scene about an hour and a half ago and arrived to find a car had crashed onto the rail corridor on the Gawler line. One person's been treated by SA ambulance crews. MFS crews are working to remove the vehicle. I wonder if that's causing an issue for trains then on the Gawler line. That we just got that from SAPOL. So,
speaking of SAPOL, how many hours would they have spent already planning for COP? How many, hookups would there have been with every commissioner in the country? Because we're going to have to bring in hundreds of police from elsewhere. It was a huge national effort. So much time has gone into it. So much money has been spent on it, you would think. The other thing, if any of our listeners, have you got kids who are going to get married next year, or who've been told, no, look, sorry, we can't use the hotel then, because all the hotels have been waiting for these mass bookings. So now I would say if you want to book a room anywhere in Adelaide in November 2026...
There might be some good discount rates.
Yeah. Jump on Airbnb or Booking.com and see what you can find, because there'll be plenty of rooms up for grabs.
Maybe they should request an early test match next year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Make it the first test in November.
Yeah, maybe we can have two in a row.
rooms.
The first 2 tests will be in Adelaide. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
A couple of tests, BP grand final race.
Yeah.
That might be the way to do it. We do have a test that's starting not in Adelaide but Perth tomorrow, and I love this story. We had on 7 News last night with our next guest, Jack Connors who founded JK Cricket. That is his business in his home, making cricket bats. Well, there'll be a couple of bats debuting in the Ashes tomorrow. Jack's passion project becoming, looks like, a pretty wonderful career. Jack, good morning to you.
David and Will, thank you very much for having me.
When did you make your first bat, Jack?
Oh, mate, I would have been 17 or 18, I reckon, just out of kind of a par-made cleft that I found in Perth, and got Dad admittedly to pay for it at the time to bring it over, and just kind of, hacked away at it a little bit, to be fair, with some old tools, and I was repairing bats at the time, but that was, a good experience back then, so.
It must be quite a unique art form, Jack. A lot of people who make guitars, like doing them from scratch. What's the difference between a handmade bat and the kind of one you'd pick up at Rebel Sport?
I guess it's an interesting industry because even a lot of the bats that are kind of sourced from India are still handmade a lot of the time, just in larger factories at larger scales. And I guess Australia's got a pretty cool history with cricket bat making. There was a guy who used to make bats in the Barossa Valley called Filky Cricket. Used to actually source some kind of trees from the Murray River and a few other places. So we've actually got quite a proud history with bat making and what it looks like. So
yeah, right.
To be kind of a part of that, it's been fantastic. So
what sort of timber do you use?
Mate, so we use English willow. So
is willow.
There's lots of other kind of willow out there, but it's been kind of found to be the best over time, and been used for over 100 years now. So the history is absolutely there.
So how does it work? Who's going to be using your bat in the test tomorrow? And have you had bats used at for test matches for senior cricket before?
No, absolutely not. So potentially Jake and Brendan Doggett. So Jake Weller and Brendan Doggett. Been people I've worked with over the kind of last few years, and it's been fantastic to work with them, to be fair, and potentially see kind of the brands on TV maybe at that high level will be something I'm certainly proud of for sure.
And do you play as well, Jack? Did you get into it through playing, or is it more just the sort of craftsman side of it that appealed to you?
Yeah, I mean, I was an Adelaide High boy, and we have quite a cricket program there.
Big cricket
school. Went through that, and I was always that kid who was, could put on a grip really quickly. And I think one of our coaches kind of identified me as a cricket bat grip guy when I was at year 9. So from there, I kind of gave a bit of a crack on a few mates' bats, and then at my local club, Kensington. But kind of about 2 years later, 2 years ago, I kind of decided to quit cricket, and I was pretty dusty out of the workshop on Saturdays, rocking up late to games and stuff. So I thought, let's just, potentially get my cricket fix by making them and stuff. So,
Jack, now that you've mentioned it, I've got 3 sons, and we've got about 19 crappy old bats lying around in the backyard. How do you put on a cricket grip?
Oh, mate, I've seen many people do it, and the old grip cone certainly gets a workout in my workshop, but there's a little bit of an art to it. I think once you see someone do it, you kind of roll it up one way and then the other way and chuck it on. There is a little bit of warming up to do with the rubber, but once you get that sorted, it's all pretty sweet. So I'm sure you can pick it up pretty quickly, mate. Yeah.
Hey, Jack, how did it come to pass that one day Joe Root came to your workshop needing a bat repaired?
Oh, yeah, that was actually, interesting enough, like Jake was just messaged me because he kind of knew Travis Head at the time, and he knew I fixed cricket bats, so it was kind of actually through Jake who gave me a call in 2022, and that was a pretty cool experience, I guess, having Joe just kind of roll into the workshop. He's a really nice fella as well, was really respectful and kind of came through and showed me his bats to take a little bit of weight off. So it was a lot of adjustment work that I did just to make sure they kind of felt quite balanced for him. So, typically a player will hold anywhere between kind of 6 to 12 bats in their kit bag for a series. So, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to kind of adjust 5 of them at the time and then kind of drop them off to the hotel and see how they go. So,
Amazing.
I understand you two. You work as an OT, Jack. How close are you to being able to be a full-time cricket bat maker and repairer?
Oh, mate, yeah, it's certainly one of those things. Love being OT. I'm very lucky to be able to do two things I really love. But yeah, I guess when you've kind of lived and breathed a brand and a love passion for such a long time, there's a big pull and a big push for me to continue to pursue this. And yeah, it's something I'd love to be able to do full time one day and continue to do that and kind of start making cricket bats hopefully all around Australia one day and see how that goes. So
well, let's hope Jack Weatherall slaps a ton with your bat and on Perth, and we can get to a 1-0 lead in the Ashes, Jack. That'd be a nice little start, I reckon. Hey, great to chat with you, mate. All the best. You're a terrific story. We love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff, Jack.
No, I really appreciate that, guys. And, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Jack Connors, JK Cricket. It's just a lovely, organic story. This Adelaide guy loves cricket, loves making bats.
How good would the smell of that workshop be?
Oh,
Well, we on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, we've had some shots of him working in his workshop. It just looks spectacular.
Yeah, it's stunning. I love that smell of freshly cut timber. It's such a good smell, and all the linseed oil and even the glues that he used. There's something kind of nice about
and
that smell.
There's an old world quality about making cricket bats from hand. This is a young fella in Adelaide who's said, I'm going to become an expert at that. Like, you'd think that's a kind of lost art.
Things like the string on the handle or under the grip, and the little long, thin V-shaped wedge in the neck. Like the
weighting of the bat, where the meat of the bat sits.
Yeah.
Maximising power, but it's still light. Like it's a real art form. I love that story. All right, let's head to the Weather Bureau. Ellie Matthews joins us. Morning to you, Ellie.
Morning, David and Will. How are you both?
Yeah, well. Thursday, tell us about Thursday, but we also want to hear about this warmth that might be coming.
So having a look out there at the moment, generally partly cloudy conditions over the Adelaide area. There is some showers just pushing over parts of the Fleurieu Peninsula, and we could continue to see some very light showers about sort of the eastern side of the lofties there with these south to southeasterly winds pushing over. But generally we're looking at a settled day across the region for Thursday. We've got a high pressure ridge that's sitting over the state, and it does mean temperatures today, we're looking at a top of 21 degrees for Adelaide, same for Glenelg, whilst 22 degrees for Elizabeth, 24 Noarlunga, and 17 degrees for Mount Barker. And these partly cloudy conditions to continue. Now into tomorrow, we will start to slowly warm up. So we're looking at a top of 25 degrees for Adelaide tomorrow, generally remaining fine for much of Friday and dry, but we will start to see a trough that's forming out in the far west and pushing into western districts during Friday and eventually reaching Adelaide and central districts by the time we get into early Saturday. So on Saturday, temperatures still sort of around that 25-degree mark for Adelaide, but we will start to see some showers and even isolated thunderstorms developing. So with those showers and thunderstorms, we could see sort of up to 7 or even 8 millimetres about some parts of the region. Generally with that, it will be quite hit or miss. If you do see a thunderstorm, you could receive those higher totals than neighbouring areas. But particularly into Sunday is where we do start to see those temperatures warming, and even into early next week. So we've got 30 degrees on the forecast for Adelaide on Sunday and sunny conditions. That's as that low pressure trough that's bringing conditions on Saturday eventually moves into those eastern districts and away into Victoria. And behind that, we will see much clearer skies and the ability for things to warm up much more into that late weekend, early next week. David and Will.
Good stuff, Ellie. Thank you. Ellie Matthews at the Weather Bureau. Let's head to St. Paul. Senior Constable Matt Brown joins us. Matt, a car crashed into a laundromat yesterday.
That's right, Will and Dave. A Holden sedan crashed into the front of the business on Yorktown Road at Elizabeth Park about 8 p.m. on Wednesday, the 19th of November. The car narrowly missed a cleaner who was exiting the building and also a child standing nearby. So the impact damaged the front windows and door of the building, but the car immediately drove off. And police tracked the sedan to a Craigmore address, but unfortunately were unable to locate the driver. So anyone who witnessed the crash or may have seen the car leaving the area is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000.
Matt, also a drink driver's been caught at Smithfield Plains.
That's right, David. About 9:24 p.m. last night, police were called to Peachy Road after reports that a black Holden sedan had left the road and collided with a tree. The driver, a 37-year-old Munro Para woman, underwent a breath test and returned a positive reading of .194. So she was reported for drink driving, issued a 12-month immediate loss of licence notice, and her car was impounded for 28 days. She'll be summoned to appear in court at a later date.
And just lastly, Matt, you've caught up with a couple of teens who nicked off with a scooter.
Exactly right. About 5 p.m. last night, two suspects stole a white Baushin petrol scooter, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, from Gawler Place in Adelaide. Members of the public reported seeing the scooter driving erratically in and around Forestville and Oaklands Park, and patrols responded to search the area and spotted the scooter on the Southern Expressway at Darlington. And Polaire was able to track the thieves from above as they drove along the Southern Expressway bike path and then onto Old South Road at Aldrinella. The duo dumped the scooter in Backman Avenue before fleeing on foot, but police arrested both teens nearby. And the rider, a 14-year-old boy from Morphettvale, was charged with riding without a licence, illegal use of a motor vehicle, numerous other offences, while the 14-year-old passenger from Ranella was also charged with illegal use of a motor vehicle, carrying an offensive weapon, and 2 counts of theft relating to other incidents. Both boys were charged with another theft of an additional petrol scooter from the Adelaide CBD. Neither of them applied for bail, so they'll appear in court today. So some good work by patrols both in and on the ground and in the air.
Good work, Matt. Thank you. Senior Constable Matt Brown from SAPOL. Let's check traffic. Get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. At Evanston Gardens, a car on the rail line this morning. It's just near the Gawler bypass. Not seeing too many delays at the moment, but just keep that in mind if you normally head that way. Leeward Gardens, a breakdown on the freeway up track just past the tunnel. Speeds at 60, and we are slow at works for Fulham, Tapley's Hill Road near Henley Beach Road. Speeds out of 40. Early cameras, Cliff Street, Glengarry, and Dawes Road, Melrose Park. Freedom's Black Card sale is on now. Get huge Black Friday savings with up to 30% off selected sofas, furnitures and homewares. Hurry ends Wednesday only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
We often talk about cancer as if it's one thing, but there are as many cancers as there are people with it. Because the makeup of every person is unique. Every cancer treatment must be unique too. At SAMRI, our cancer research is not looking for a cure-all, but a cure each. To continue this research, SAMRI needs your help and your donations. Visit samri.org.au to find out more and donate today.
SEW Eurodrive offers innovative solutions with products and services provided from a single local source. SEW Eurodrive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
Need a service that fits your busy day? Paradise Mazda makes it easy. Book a next day service and enjoy fast, expert care for your vehicle. Our multi-award-winning authorised Mazda workshop services all makes and models. Short on time, our 1-hour express service gets you in and back on the road before you know it. And you can relax in our comfortable service lounge while we take care of everything. Book online at paradisemazda.com.au today. MVD 1370.
Snooze Black Friday starts now. Save up to 60% off selected mattresses and up to 40% off selected bed frames. Don't miss the Snooze Black Friday sale on now. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
Black Friday has arrived at Adelaide Appliance Gallery. This year, the ASCO offers are big. Save up to $1,000 on selected ASCO kitchen appliances. Or if you're ready to refresh the whole kitchen, take 10% off ASCO kitchen packages. Quality Scandinavian design built to perform. Find more during the Black Friday sale at Adelaide Appliance Gallery. Ends December 2nd. Adelaide Appliance Gallery, your local designer appliances store. 155 Paynham Road, St Peters, or adelaideappliancegallery.com.au.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Go on. Sorry, bit of average
scatting
white
for us,
man.
eh?
No, I wasn't scatting.
Oh, I thought you were scatting.
I'll leave that to Cleo Lane. Scottish funk band.
5 minutes to 7. We had a competition that we ran in good faith on the 5AA Breakfast Show recently regarding the naming of the new tunnel boring machines that will dig out the tunnels for the South Road extension, the next stage of it. The Minister for Infrastructure and Transport is on the line on 5AA Breakfast. Minister, good morning to you. My fear is you've got names for the new machines that we didn't pick.
Oh, actually, I think some of them might be on there.
Okay.
Julia Drillard is on the list. Someone has put that formally onto the list. So
hang on.
Guys.
Julia Drillard is on the list.
Yes, that made it formally into the commission. So,
yes.
You've done very well. I think my favourite one that's also made it in there, one of the bit of the fun ones, was the Miss Frog Cake. I thought that was a good one.
Miss Frog
represents South Australia. But yeah, no, we've seen a few fun ones come through from the Kath, Kim and Sharon, the Drill Top Hoods. I don't know if that came up on your program as well. I think that might be
Drill Top Hoods. Drill Top Hoods is good too.
Yeah, that's popped up as well. But, there's also the serious ones that have come through, ones that people feel really represent South Australian women, because as we know, it has to be a female name that dates right back to the 1500s as a tradition. But, there is some serious ones coming through, and we also just want to keep this momentum going. There's one more week left for people to get their names in. And, yes, it's been a lot of fun, and a lot of them have made me laugh, and some of them I can't mention on radio. But
try us, we've got very low standards.
But there's definitely been some really good ones that have been put forward too, that from Erin Phillips to Marjorie Jackson-Nelson. But I'm really enjoying the really localised people that are everyday South Australians that do really extraordinary things that could find their name on the side of a piece of our history, tunnel boring machine.
So, Minister, I love this thing. Is there a way? Look, can the public vote on this, or is it? How does it work?
Yes. I don't want to make this decision because I would take way too long trying to figure out who could be the top three. So what we're going to do is we're going to close it off on the 30th of November, so just over a week away, and then we're going to narrow it down to a short list and go back out to the public, and people can vote on them. So we're really looking forward to that. We have been blown away by the interest. We had 2,000 people already put names in, and we know we're going to put one name in, so it's 2,000 names that we have. And when we've had the machinery come into South Australia and being transported down the road, we've had people in their deck chairs lining the road to watch these pieces of infrastructure come in, and it's just been extraordinary how much people want to be a part of it because they know how significant this project is. And, it's been talked about for way too long, and now we're getting on and doing it. So it's exciting for everyone.
It certainly is. So there's only one name that's going to be picked?
3 names.
Oh, three names.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
There's actually 2 little tunnel boring machines as well, so maybe we give them one of the fun names. But, so there's 3, and we're going to have to say them a lot. So I guess it's one of those ones you want to be able to say it easily and want to be able to say it without being too embarrassed.
Well, that's excellent. Minister, thank you. Minister for Infrastructure and Transport, Emily Burke. Do we have the...
Imagine if something goes wrong, though. It's like...
Julia Drillard's costing this country a fortune.
Yeah, that's right. Julia Drillard has come loose off her tracks at the corner of Grange and South Road and smashed into the old side of the West Theberton Hotel.
Is the author of Julia Drillard still listening? We'd love to hear from you because you've made the shortlist.
I've got a feeling it was Rob.
No, was it Rob? Rob, claim it if it was you. Whoever it was, claim it because that one was 100% a 5AA Breakfast suggestion. I do like Tina Turner is pretty good too.
What's that one?
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Oh, that's great.
That's pretty good.
They should make a gold dress for it if Tina Turner gets picked.
Yeah. I'm cheering hard for 5AA Breakfast's own Julia Drillard. That is superb.
I wonder if the former Prime Minister knows about that.
I think she'd be honoured.
She'd probably go down and pose up next to it.
Yep.
Be great.
All right, we're going to take a break. 5AA News is coming up.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy, 21 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Hands you can trust and state-of-the-art facilities. Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. PhysioExtra.com.
Adelaide hosting COP31 appears to be off the table. A standoff between Australia and Turkey is being cited. The climate summit was set to bring 50,000 delegates to town next year. There's been a hit run at a laundromat at Elizabeth Park. Senior Constable Matt Brown says a Holden sedan crashed into the front of the Yorktown Road business around 8 last night.
The car narrowly missed a cleaner who was exiting the building and also a child standing nearby. So the impact damaged the front windows and door of the building, but the car immediately drove off.
It was tracked to a Craigmore address, but patrols were unable to locate the driver. Investigations are continuing. Property prices continue to skyrocket. The median house price in Adelaide is forecast to hit $1.1 million by this time next year, according to Domain. Senior economist Dr Joel Bowman says overall units are performing even better.
They've seen remarkable growth there as well. So we're expecting that the price of units will increase from about $650,000 at the end of this year to about $680,000 by the end of next year.
The federal government is welcoming Meta getting on the front foot for the upcoming under-16s social media ban. From today, teens will start getting in-app warnings to download their data. They'll lose access to Facebook, Instagram and Threads on the 4th of December, a week before the ban officially comes into force. Labor frontbencher Amanda Rishworth says it's good to see the platform is taking it seriously.
We certainly welcome this action by Meta. This shows that they are taking it seriously. The obligation is not on families, parents, kids. It is on these social media companies. And so certainly this is good news.
At least 25 people, including several children, have been killed in one of the deadliest Russian attacks on western Ukraine since the war began. Drones and missiles hit apartment blocks and critical energy infrastructure. The strikes saw neighbouring countries shut down airports. British forces were hit by lasers from a Russian spy ship on the edge of UK waters. British Defence Minister John Healey issuing this warning.
This is the second time this year that this ship, the Yantar, has deployed to UK waters. So my message to Russia and to Putin is this. We see you. We know what you're doing.
Australia's annual music awards were held last night. There were ARIA wins for Amel and the Sniffers, Troye Sivan, Casey Chambers and Emma Memma. UMI were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Night one of the AFL draft is complete and a record 7 South Australians were selected in the first 25 picks that were taken. That's one better than the previous best of 6 first-round choices that came back in 2012. North Adelaide's Sam Cumming was the first taken by Richmond at pick 7, while Latrell Pickett will join his cousin Cozzy at Melbourne after being taken at number 12. And highly touted SA under-18 captain Dyson Sharp is off to Essendon. The Crows took another South Aussie with their first pick at 22, taking West Adelaide forward Mitch Marsh. Port Adelaide didn't have a first-round pick but will enter the draft tonight. As expected, West Coast took highly touted midfielder Willem Dersma with pick number 1. Let's get to basketball, and the Adelaide 36ers hot runner form has continued after they came from behind to beat the Illawarra Hawks 97-85. The Sixers trailed by 5 points at halftime, but stormed home in the second half, much to the delight of coach Mike Wells.
We came out the second half with the right purpose, the right focus, and that started on the defensive end, and then that flows into the offense. I was super proud of the way we played the second half. I thought that was a high-level second half.
Let's get to cricket. English quicks Mark Wood and Jofra Archer have both been named in England's 12-man squad for the opening Ashes test starting in Perth tomorrow. The Aussies are said to have a very different-looking pace attack, with Scott Boland and Brendan Doggett to play with Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood both injured. Briefly elsewhere, Leighton Hewitt and his son Cruz have won their opening doubles match at the New South Wales Open, losing just the one game. And Spain has retained its place at the top of the FIFA Men's World Soccer rankings. Brazil has climbed 2 places to 5th, Italy drops 3 places to 12th, while Australia has gone down 1 position to 26th. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there at Evanston Gardens. A car on the railway line near the Gawler bypass this morning. Not seeing delays, but keep it in mind if you normally head that way. Leeward Gardens to break down the freeway up track just before the tunnel. It's got speeds at 60, but not seeing too many delays through there. We do have some light delays this morning at Fulham. That's for works Tapley's Hill Road near Henley Beach Road. And early morning cameras, McGill Road, McGill, and got one Cliff Street, Glengarry. Look out for that one too. It is in a 50 zone. The biggest range, the biggest sales, the mall is where you want to be. Open till midnight on Friday, 28th of November. Shop where Black Friday is made. Only here, only Rundle Mall. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy for your Thursday with a top of 21, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Saturday showers also 25 and then up to 30 and sunny on Sunday. Right now it's 13 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. And now the marriage vow is very sacred.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
7:06. Good morning to you if you're joining us for the first time on this Thursday morning. I think this is the first time this week that I've been able to look out the window towards the hills and say it's largely clear. There's only a little bit of cloud, but there's some sun coming through. It's not overcast. There's 30-degree temperatures in our near future. Just maybe the season is changing. I'm glad that the situation regarding phone and internet service outages have changed in Balaclava, because it means we can talk to our next guest about what it's been like living in Balaclava and trying to operate a business there for the last 7 days, where due to a Telstra upgrade, internet services, phone services haven't worked. Just think about that. Running a business in this day and age.
Well, you can't.
Exactly right. It's the equivalent of, it's the digital jetty road.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No one can get to you.
No one can get to you. That has exactly been the experience of our next guest, Bettina Thomas, who's the owner-operator of Timeless Beauty and Body in Balaclava. Bettina, good morning to you.
Hello, how are you guys?
Yeah, we're well. So just describe what it's been like, and what you were expecting was going to be the case when this upgrade started.
Well, to be honest, we didn't even get a message sent out to say that they were doing upgrades. So we kind of just got cut off out of nowhere sort of thing. So we all just assumed maybe something had happened to our individual phones, but it's been very hard to operate because we didn't have any idea that going to go on, to be honest. So trying to take bookings, trying to process payments, we were all left in the dark, really.
That's extraordinary. So you'd think if they knew that this was going to happen, that someone would have the decency of telling you, given you pay for the service.
Yeah, well, I would have thought so too. Like, I've had a couple of clients come in and say they only got the message yesterday as they finished the works Monday afternoon, saying that, they're going to be doing works for the towers, that's going to be out for this long. And like I said, I personally didn't get a message. Otherwise, I would have tried to find a backup option.
Yeah.
But most of our service out here is all covered by Telstra because you can't get very good other range out in the country. So, and me being like a brand new business opening up, I run everything off my hotspot on my phone because, you tend to stick to essential service sort of stuff when you're just starting out. So I didn't want to have to go buying in a Starlink or whatnot just to be able to take bookings or run a EFOS system.
Well, what percentage of people that book with you book online, Bettina, and what percentage of people pay with cards and things as opposed to cash, would you say?
Oh, easily over 90% of my stuff is done online and paid by card. Not very many people carry cash these days, and with today's world, everyone would rather do a booking online than come in and actually speak to people face-to-face and make a booking. So,
it's
more convenient for people's lifestyles too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, people would either book online or they'd book by making a phone call, and they almost all pay with a credit card. So every single part of your business, apart from that minuscule percentage of very, very old-fashioned people who go to the trouble.
Yeah, that's only my old-fashioned people that are happy to pay with cash and they carry cash, honestly.
And also walk or drive to your business to make an appointment face-to-face.
Yeah. And it's it hasn't just been me that was affected by it. I've got two little boys that go to childcare. We couldn't even get phone calls from the childcare to say if anything had happened. We couldn't get updates, anything like that. So God forbid if something happened, like being a working mum, if anything happened to my kids, I couldn't even be told about it. So
What about ongoing communication from Telstra, Bettina? Anything?
No, so I contacted them Monday morning and asked about when it's going to be back on, if there's any chance I could get a credit. And they pretty much told me it was out of their control. They told me it was going to be back on as of 9:30 that day, and it was not back on at 9:30 that day. And all they said is they could give me a $15 credit, and that was it. And I'm like, if you knew how much business I've lost because of this,
My gosh.
you would, yeah. If it was Adelaide, it'd be a whole different story because we're a small country town. We get forgotten about, really.
Completely.
So, yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
So is it fixed? Is it fixed now?
Yeah, it got turned back on as of Tuesday afternoon at around 3:00.
Wow. That's extraordinary.
Yeah, we didn't have it from
Bethany.
about Thursday mid-afternoon, like morning sort of time till, Tuesday.
Good God.
It's just shocking.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks heaps for sharing your tale. And let's give your business a plug. So it's Timeless Beauty and Body. Is that the name of the shop?
Yep, down the main street of Balaclava.
And what sort of stuff do you do in there?
I do everything from waxing, spray tans, massages, nails, pedicures, pretty much anything you can think of beauty-wise, I can do it. So,
Well, there you go, folks. If you're heading up to Balaclava and you want to make yourself look beautiful, Bettina's your woman. Good on you. Bettina
yeah,
Thomas.
thank you.
Timeless Beauty and Body.
Just shocking, isn't it? They shouldn't be able to get away with that.
Well, you've got a contract with them as a customer.
Exactly. You promise the service.
Yeah.
Businesses rely on it.
It's like going to a restaurant and, being charged $100 and no food arrives. Well, I'm not paying.
Yeah. It makes the business model all upside and no downside for the telcos if you say, well, people will pay money for us to sustain their business, but if at any point it goes wrong, well, that's not on us.
No, yeah. Oh, well.
No, there's no other business model in the world like that. Hey, yesterday our rumour file, once again, had broken a big story. We were contacted by a parent of someone in an under-12 team at Modbury who plays in the Ingle Farm under-12s division as part of the Adelaide Community Basketball Association, where the team was told, so we were told in the rumour file, that they were ineligible to play finals because they were too good. The advertiser followed up the rumour and spoke with the association. They provided a statement that reads in part, to assist, this is a direct quote, to assist the public in understanding this context, ACBA Ingle Farm is a domestic social competition, meaning it is specifically designed for participation, community engagement and development. It is not an elite district or representative league. It was a structural requirement of a small social league designed for participation development. It was made to ensure well-being, fairness and meaningful competition for all young athletes while still recognising and encouraging strong performers to pursue higher-level pathways in district and representative basketball.
So does that mean don't get too good or we'll kick you out?
I think what it means is the rumour was 100% right.
100%.
One of the parents of a player is on the line with us now. Good morning to you.
Hey guys, how are we doing?
How does that statement gel with your experience, and what's your instant reaction having just heard that?
Look, I get that the team that we've got is pretty good. Like they've gone undefeated. They usually win pretty big and convincingly, but that's no fault of their own. They don't go out to smash teams. They're not an elite team. They've got a handful of good kids. They've got a really, really good coach who has them play in the right way. There's no disrespect, there's no violence, there's no swearing, there's none of that kind of rubbish that you see from, maybe in district or other teams. And like they've earned the right to play finals. And to have the rug pulled out from underneath them this late in the season, and then to get that sort of comment from them, it's staggering.
I just can't believe this story. How hard has it been explaining to the kids what's going on?
So they just don't get it. Like that it's basketball, right? So it's not like soccer where you aim to finish top of the ladder and that's good enough. Basketball is all about finals. It's all about the playoffs. You look at, the NBA. No one cares who won the East or the Western Conference. They just care about who won the playoffs. And that's what these kids dream about. They just want to play in the finals. They want to have a chance of winning a grand final. And look, they're the dominant team. They may, they're the favorite. They would have been the favourites to win the grand final. But don't we all love an underdog story? Don't we all root for, the team that's, managed to sneak into the finals and go on a run and try and knock off the dominant team? Like, they're taking that away from us. They're taking it away from other teams that, want to have a shot at the big boys, so to speak.
I just think it's just utterly pathetic that this competition has done it. 8-year-old plays at Forestville, and we know that there are some teams that they really struggle to beat. Like there's dominant sides in the competition, but there have been occasions where they've done really well and even scored a few points against them. In some cases, there was one game we had where they actually beat one of the really good sides, and it meant so much to the kids that they did that, as you say, mate. But, I mean, what are we teaching children? Like, I think it's important that my son knows that there are times in life where you just cannot beat somebody or something because they're better than you. So maybe find another pursuit where you can excel at it. It's just extraordinary.
Thank you. I think the most bizarre and arbitrary component of this, if the league wants to say to the team, hey, maybe these kids are really talented, you should look at playing them in district or some other competition next year, fine. Doing it at the start of finals with the season currently going on is just really unfair to the kids involved.
Oh, look, I just think they sound like PC hand-wringers. I mean, the statement you read out, Will, there's other stuff in it too. We are a highly inclusive, participation-based competition with a proudly multicultural and diverse player base. What? So?
Yeah, what's that got to do with anything?
It's just bizarre. Well, maybe it's not bizarre. Maybe it's just the next logical step of, we'll ban scoring because people might get upset if they lose. Now we won't just ban scoring, we'll ban winning.
Was any of this stuff ever based on evidence either? Like, I say that as a kid who was terrible at sport. I was always in teams that got smashed, and I loved every single second of it. Now, I know one person isn't a base of evidence, but I played in a team full of people. We always had a great time because there were small wins you'd have, or there are moments or chances, or I reckon kids are pretty adept at dealing with this kind of stuff. I don't remember being part of a team that was hopeless that everyone just walked away in tears.
Well, no, and the other thing too is that the kids in the other teams now that are going to make the finals, and also their parents, they're all going to know that the whole thing's a bit of a joke anyway, because they're not playing the best team. So
I just don't know who we're protecting here.
Really more if they tried. Hey, just quickly, we were talking about Julia Drillard, one of the shortlisted nicknames for the giant drilling machines being used on South Road. Our resident stats man, Ben Jordan, reminds us it was Ian from Tanunda. Ian from Tanunda was
how good's the stats man? He's even got stats on our own callers.
Yeah. Ben writes, Ian from Tanunda was the genius behind Julia Drillard. It's been drillified. So
thank you,
Ian,
Ben.
Ian, if you're listening, bask in the glory, mate. Give us a call.
Stats man and 5AA breakfast historian, Ben Jordan.
Yeah, that's right.
Ian and Tanunda, it could be your name, adorning a tunnel boring machine. Let's go and check in with Will DeFulvio for 9 News here at Adelaide and reporting for the Today Show on an announcement that's been made with regard to Live Golf. Will, good morning to you. We've got some big-name music acts coming to Adelaide.
Yeah, good morning to both of you. This is pretty exciting stuff. So 2 out of the 4 music acts that are going to be coming here in February have been announced. On the Friday night, it's going to be the Sydney-based indie duo Royal Otis. So some of your listeners might recall some of their work. They've covered the Cranberries and they've covered Sophie Ellis-Baxter. They've got that song, Oysters in My Pocket. They're a good indie band. And then on the Sunday, it's going to be Fisher, DJ Fisher again, and that's pretty much he's a mainstay. He's always there after the trophy presentations and just going from strength to strength, really. ARIA winner, Grammy nominated. And I think if your viewers have been going down to Live year on year, they would very well remember what he can bring to the table. So there's some exciting stuff there. There's still 2 more acts to announce, and organisers are teasing that the Saturday could be their biggest headliner yet. So you'll have to watch that space.
I said the big Saturday gig's yet to be announced, Will.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the Saturday I think that's Valentine's Day as well. So maybe it might be maybe a slower tune, or maybe it'll just be some heavier rock. But that's being teased as their biggest headliner yet.
Good stuff. Will DeFulvio from 9 News Adelaide, Live Golf. Haven't heard of either of those performers. Fisher. Was Fisher there before?
Fisher's a DJ. I don't know. This is
playing record.
Really not traditional 5AA breakfast areas, is it?
No, that's right. Exactly.
All right, let's check traffic. Get some support at home with ACH Group because a little help could be a big help.
Morning there at Evanston Gardens, a car on the railway line near the Gawler bypass. Not seeing delays, but keep it in mind if you normally head that way. Leeward Gardens, a breakdown, the freeway up track just before the tunnels. Got speeds at 60, but not seeing too many delays through there. And look out for works at Noarlunga this morning, Dyson Road near Murray Road. A few cameras out and about early. You'll find them Raglan Avenue, Edwardstown and Dawes Road at Mitchell Park. Moving house is hard. Origin is making it a little easier by helping you move your electricity, natural gas and internet in one easy call. Origin. All kinds of useful. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Well, South Australia's Health Department has emerged as one of the nation's biggest government advertisers on Meta social media platforms, spending more on Facebook and Instagram promotions last month than any other state or territory health organisation. It outlaid more than agencies such as Service Victoria and the Queensland Government.
Graham Goodings.
So why does the government need to spend money telling us what a good job it's doing?
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Still thinking about a sea change? Think Oakford Homes in Counter Bay. New stage released and selling fast. A variety of block sizes available in a friendly community with brand new low maintenance homes plus the beach close by. Affordable packages, no surprises. Move in now or invest for the future. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land ready to build. Don't miss out. New stage now released. Visit our display village at Encounter Bay. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
G'day, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. We've grown from 3 staff at the beginning to 30, 40 staff and a number of contractors now. And radio's definitely played a big part of that. We've been working with 5AA for 5 or 6 years now. And in that time, we've seen a lot of businesses come and go in our industry. And I think that's a great example of people having a go, short periods of time, not happy, leave. And for us, that longevity has enabled us to have a really great relationship with the audience. So when we meet someone that's a 5AA customer, they feel like they know us and we feel like we know them, and it makes for a really great experience for everyone involved.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
Hi, Brady Bit here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's still time to make 2025 the year you stopped dreaming and started driving that shiny new Mazda. The end-of-year plate clearance is on now with huge deals on all models. That's 12 months rego free, stamp duty free, plus accessory packs worth $500. No gimmicks, just great deals. Finish the year strong and in sports mode at Mawson Lakes Mazda. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Summer's on the way. Beat the rush and organise your Walco pool blanket now. Keep your pool clean, warm and reduce evaporation. Uncover the savings with a Walco pool blanket. Visit walco.com.au.
Fluorio Milk Company will always put SA first, and you can too. When you reach for milk, reach for Fluorio Milk Company products and support our dairy farmers and their families. We guarantee that all our milk is 100% South Australian and it's always fresh. We have over 24 refrigerated trucks shipping Fluorio milk to cafes, restaurants and supermarkets all over SA. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 after 7, as revealed in the rumour file yesterday and confirmed today, the junior basketball team kicked out of the comp for being too good. Graham in Williamstown has called in on this issue. Morning, Graham.
Good morning, guys. I was thinking, how's this for a scenario? The SANFL has contacted the Sturt Football Club and said, look, you guys haven't lost a game this year, so we're going to ask you not to play in the finals. Give everybody else a chance.
Yeah, well, that game against Woodville West Torrens, Graham, where it was 100 points to 2 at half-time, maybe they should have...
They didn't even think about their feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Just let the Eagles, give them the ball in the goal square at the start of each turnover after like, seriously? We made the same point yesterday about Centrals. when they had their decade-long run of wins. Should they have been kicked out of the SANFL?
It's the ultimate square peg in a round hole, isn't it? Trying to apply these sort of modern standards of some weird construction of decency into something that is by design about determining who wins and who loses and being able to accurately describe the distance between the two teams with something called a score. Like, these are fundamental elements of sport.
Yeah. Robert Hughes had a good line about that in his book Culture of Complaint, where he said tennis can be shorn of its elitist overtone simply by removing the net.
That's right.
Because they want people to feel like they can't get the ball in.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Get rid of the net.
Exactly. Be a great equaliser, wouldn't it? Getting rid of the net. All right, let's change tack for a little bit here, because there is some big changes coming to young people's lives over the course of the next fortnight. The social media ban will be in effect, and Meta have already started sending out messages to young people saying your accounts are going to be disabled. There's a process by which you can download your data and so forth, so when you do come of legal age to your social media, it'll all be back. You won't lose anything, but the process has officially begun.
What if you're not friends with the people anymore?
Oh, that's an awkward thing to sort out down the track, isn't it?
Who's that person?
Professor Lisa Given does information science at RMIT and joins us on 5AA Breakfast now. Professor Given, good morning to you.
Good morning.
To what extent do we know and how uniform are the processes that these social media companies are using to both alert and then, I don't know, for want of a better phrase, kick off young people from their platforms?
Yeah, well, there's certainly no standard here. So I think Facebook and Meta is effectively setting the standard, but each company could decide to contact people in a different way. They may have slightly different timeframes, and they could use very different technologies or approaches to do that age assurance piece.
How sort of resilient is the system going to be to kids just lying about their age, Professor?
Well, they basically said that anyone who, say, wakes up this morning and tries to change their age in the system is going to have to go through that age assurance process. So the companies, they've got to demonstrate that they're taking steps to do as much as they can to keep kids off of the platforms. If those kids then, say, go through the facial scanning, we know that there is an error rate there. So some kids are going to slip through. I suspect that many kids will give that a try, see if they can maintain access to the account. But many of them will simply be blocked when they try to lie.
What's the sort of international context of all of this? I mean, we saw there was that amazing speech given by the Australian mother who lost her daughter to cyberbullying at the UN only a month or so ago. Do you think that the Australian laws are going to be picked up by other countries?
Absolutely. We've already seen Denmark is bringing in controls for under 15. I know that, New Zealand's watching carefully. The UK has said that they're wanting to do this, as has the European Union. So I think everyone is really watching and waiting to see how effective this is going to be, as well as just the technical possibilities. Is this something that's going to work and keep the majority of kids off of the platforms? We know it's not 100%, but I think globally everyone's grappling with concerns about, harm online. This is real harm, and the tech companies, in my view, should be held to account. This is one strategy to try to keep kids safe, but the world has lots of other options, and people are looking at a range of different solutions.
How good's the list of these companies and these apps that we're banning, Professor Given? Are there any that have slipped through the cracks that you think are curious? For example, I see Discord's not on the list, and it makes me scratch my head. I'm not sure why that would be the case. Are there other examples like that?
Yeah, Discord is one. We've also seen Roblox recently, that a gaming platform that we thought might be included, and it's not now included. I think that there are, this is going to be an evolving space, and even things like Discord and Roblox, depending on the context, if a lot of kids suddenly rush over to Discord and it becomes, an unsafe space, the eSafety Commissioner may decide, okay, we need to take a second look. I think the challenge here is that the legislation sets out very specific definitions of what constitutes social media, and some of these other platforms are kind of in a middle ground. It's complicated. It's not as clean to kind of decide, is it in or is it out?
Tell you what, if Roadblocks got banned, there'd be an absolute revolution at our place with our 8-year-old and our 10-year-old. I think they'd go on a hunger strike. Unbelievable. What a time to be alive. Professor Lisa Giffen, the Information Sciences guru at RMIT. Roadblocks.
We should keep in touch with Professor Giffen. That was a good explanation of everything. A good even-handed explanation of the big changes that are coming. 2 weeks away.
What are these kids going to do with their time? It's going to be an interesting lifestyle adjustment, isn't it? Hopefully it's like the experience at the schools where phones have been banned at recess and lunchtime and suddenly people are having conversations again.
Well, I'm intrigued. Well, yeah. Because I think the element of what we're trying to ban is the dangerous social media element. But as I talked about yesterday, 90% of the time spent on these things now is watching videos.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of other ways to do that.
Maybe this could be free-to-air television's lucky break, Will.
To all those children under the age of 16, I'd like to introduce you to the 6 o'clock news. Might be something you'd like to check out. It's pretty cool.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 21 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
A driver is wanted over a hit run in the northern suburbs. A Holden sedan crashed into a laundromat at Elizabeth Park last night. It narrowly missed a cleaner and a child. Police tracked the sedan to a Craigmore address, but the hunt for the driver continues. A woman has been busted drink driving after her car left the road and hit a tree at Smithfield Plains. That happened shortly before 9:30 last night. Senior Constable Matt Brown says the 37-year-old returned a positive reading of .194.
She was reported for drink driving, issued a 12-month immediate loss of licence notice. Her car was impounded for 28 days. She'll be summoned to appear in court at a later date.
It looks like our bid to host COP31 has failed. It follows a diplomatic standoff between Australia and Turkey. The climate summit was set to bring 50,000 delegates to Adelaide in 2026. Tourism Minister Zoe Bettison says the state is still punching above its weight on the world stage.
I do think people are thinking about South Australia differently than they have before. You know, hosting Gather Round and Live Golf along with our other international events like the Tour Down Under.
Tropical cyclone Fina has intensified into a Category 2 system. Fina is expected to turn toward the Northern Territory coast later today and could make landfall over the weekend. Top-end residents are being told to prepare for strong wind and potential flooding. SA has responded to the call to name the tunnel boring machines being used on the South Road project. Naming machines is a tradition dating back hundreds of years. Suggestions so far include Julia Drillard, Bora the Explorer and Tina Cherner. Infrastructure Minister Emily Burke says ideas can be submitted till the end of the month.
We're going to close it off on the 30th of November. Then we're going to narrow it down to a short list and go back out to the public and people can vote on them.
Australia Post will start doing weekend deliveries from Saturday to help parcels arrive in time for Christmas. It will continue right up until December 25. The service will be available in all metro capitals and select regional cities and towns. Aldi is Australia's best-rated supermarket for meat, according to CanStar, the chain recognised for quality and value. And it doesn't take long for a news event to get the documentary treatment. A doco on last month's Louvre heist is in the development stages. Charges have been laid in the case, but the jewels are yet to be recovered. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Fast bowler Mitchell Stark is adamant Australia will still have a strong bowling attack in the first Ashes test starting tomorrow in Perth. Scott Boland and Brendan Doggett are expected to be named to replace the injured duo of Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood. Well, West Coast has swooped on Victorian Willem Duursma, taken a pick one in last night's AFL draft. His Eagles jumper presented to him by former number one pick Harley Reid. Carlton father-son Harry Dean was taken at pick 3. Adelaide selected Mitch Marsh as its first selection at pick number 22 as a forward from West Adelaide. Well, the Socceroos have suffered a 3-0 loss to Colombia in a friendly in New York. Coach Tony Popovich says his players were battling illness leading into the game.
We had a virus through the whole squad, including the staff, so we were unable to train Sunday. So the entire day everyone was in bed. We flew 3 hours on Monday, came here and put up a really good, brave performance and I'm actually surprised at how well they did because physically they were clearly nowhere near it.
7 out of the world's top 10 women's tennis players could feature in Brisbane. Arina Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina and Madison Keys are already signed on to play at the Brisbane International. Team Tennis Queensland boss Cam Pearson has told Wide World of Sports they're working on confirming a few more big names.
I think there's a few more of the top 10 coming on the women. I wouldn't be surprised if we got up to 7, which is up there with the best fields we've ever had. And there's so many great players outside of the top 10 as well.
Meantime, world number 7 Alex de Minaur and Priscilla Hon are among the 6 nominees for this year's Newcombe Medal. It's awarded to the nation's most outstanding player and ambassador for the sport. And the Adelaide 36ers have recorded a 12-point win in the NBL overnight, beating the Illawarra Hawks. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Got a few things to look out for this morning, including a breakdown at Leawood Gardens on the freeway up track this morning. Just near the tunnel, it's got speeds down to 60, but having a quick look at the map, no great delays, so that's good. Evanston Gardens, a car on the railway line near the Gawler bypass. Not seeing delays, but keep it in mind if you normally head that way. And we are sluggish at Edwardstown for work, South Road near Ackland Street. Early morning cameras, Dawes Road, Melrose Park and Duthie Street at Malvern. Where can you find the best local produce, great specials and food from around the world? Only at the markets, Adelaide Central Market, open Tuesdays till Saturdays. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy for your Thursday with a top of 21, partly cloudy tomorrow 25. The weekend, Saturday showers 25, Sunday sunny and 30. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
South Australia, the countdown is on. By January 1st, all businesses and venues with public access over a certain size must have a defibrillator installed and clearly signed. Failing to comply could mean a hefty fine. Defibrillators Australia make it simple, with approved AEDs, cabinet signage and certification all ready before deadline. Don't risk it. Call 1300 331193 or visit defibrillatoraustralia.com.au today. Defibrillators Australia, protecting hearts, keeping your business compliant.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip. From 1 to 9 yards across the Barossa, Clare and of course Gawler. You can get new and demo Ford Rangers in Clare, Mitsubishi Outlanders, Hyundai Hybrids and Mazda CX-5 in Nuriutpa, Jack Utes in Gawler, plus over 300 certified used vehicles in stock. Head to one of Steinborner's 9 locations or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
A prepaid funeral provides peace of mind for you and your family. Simplicity Funerals provide packages that make it simple to plan your farewell. Ask our team for more information and a copy of the product disclosure statement. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au.
I'm high! Hey, mate.
The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
This Black Friday, treat yourself to Binge. Now just $2 for your first month. Don't have Binge? Sign up before December 8th at binge.com.au/Black Friday. Now that's satisfying.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early. Or late. Either way, the Olympic Industry Sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA-engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough, or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industry Sale. On now.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
I was, I'm bugging it.
This is Democracy Manifest.
They're eating the dogs.
I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up today is a bum.
Matt. Back to the scene of the crime, Matt Abraham in the 5AA Breakfast studio. I think we've resisted calls from politicians at state and federal level to have him banned from ever returning, but here he is.
I thought they wanted me back.
Matt, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, David.
Great work last Friday, Matt. I said to Will when I came in on Monday morning that the next time I take a rare day off work, I think the Premier's going to take the day off work too, just in case you're filling in.
Didn't he? It's all rough and tumble for him.
It was terrific. You did a great job, mate.
Thank you. You
enjoyed it?
I did, although I'd forgotten what it was like after the whole day. Well, this is what I'm like after getting up at 4 a.m. and then doing the brekkie shift. And I was a bit nervous beforehand. And my wife said, Helen said to me, well, it doesn't matter because it's over quickly, which is the best thing about breakfast, you know. But also how you have jet lag for the rest of the day.
Yeah, you just...
Aussie is sort of like this fog.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
But then I'm old. So you young ones, you bounce through it.
Oh, yeah, right. Young. Maybe this guy on my right, not me. No, it's terrific.
Now, is the state, well, South Australians should be rejoicing that we're not going to get COP, number one, because I think it would have been like a logistical nightmare. Of course, it would have been a triumph, but I think the Albanese government is very happy to basically surrender on it, which is effectively what they've done. If Turkey want it, because it's going to cost something like somewhere between $1 billion and $2 billion. I don't know how you can just sort of throw that figure around, but it was just an enormous amount of money.
Wouldn't you love to know how much it's already cost in return for exactly naught? I mean, we know that we've had a few mayors that have toddled off to Rio, but besides that, Graham Goodings had the amazing statistic the other morning that something like 440 Australian public servants or elected people have gone off to Rio and other conferences already.
Yeah. And Andrew Bolt's column in the Tiser this morning lists some of the bizarre groups that are over there. You know, like it's sort of underwater basket weaving for gay whales territory sort of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
too late.
Anyone's over there. I think it's been a huge sort of, in a way, bureaucratic public service boondoggle. Our three mayors here are an excellent example of that, heading over there. I know they all think they did wonderful things, but really, they didn't need to be there. That was a waste of money. And the state government, I think Peter Malinauskas, if we don't get COP and it looks like we're not, then it's another fail. And he's had a few big fails as we roll towards the election campaign. Project Prosperity, transforming the north with desalinated water and green hydrogen is in tatters. They're big fails by this government. And I would think there'll be I think there's an upside to not having COP, let's put it like that.
Not for hospitality, there's not, though.
There's a huge, I think that point you made initially is right on. There's a huge upside for Anthony Albanese. I think there's always a really tough sell outside of South Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, look, whether you have ideological problems with what the event's about or not, it's hard to convince the rest of Australia to spend billions of dollars for an event that's only going to benefit Adelaide. And that was the challenge.
I mean, there's enough...
So Albo killing it looks like a hero everywhere but South Australia.
Yeah. And I doubt many South Australians or very few Australians would even care two hoots about COP. You know, really. Like, it's... What is it to most people? You go out in, the outer suburbs of Adelaide, it'd be like, well, big deal. I'm more worried about whether my kids or grandkids have somehow inhaled asbestos in the lovely, cute little cheap play stand that they get at Officeworks or Kmart or wherever, and is in the classroom, or paying off my mortgage, and whether there are buses in my area now, whether the streets are so narrow in the new subdivisions you can't get garbage trucks down them, all that sort of stuff.
Or to put it in the energy space, the big story in energy in Australia in the last 12 months has been that our power bills have gone up by 25%.
Yeah.
At a time where Chris Bowen keeps talking about how, we've got this exciting renewables future, or maybe we do, but at the moment we also have a increasingly unaffordable renewables-oriented present.
Yeah, but what's the relationship between these things? Are we going to get cheaper power bills now that we don't have COP?
Well, no, we're not. But the thing is, if COP was here and we had all these people making all these, lofty performative gestures and carrying on and, all singing from little things, big things grow as the conference concludes.
Kumbaya.
You're sitting looking at your AGL bill going, what a total rhymes with anchor.
Yes, but exactly.
But it's going to happen anyway somewhere in the world, and we're going to get lectured. Like, who cares?
But I think
Who
it's hard.
cares?
Well, it's a harder sell here because we've paid for our taxes for all of this highfalutin nonsense to happen right here, and we've closed 1/4 of the city for a month to do it. I think that part of it makes it more
I struggle
galling.
with the idea, and it's all academic now because it's not going to happen. If you don't like COP, what's the argument for live golf? Because to me, they're the same thing.
There isn't, is there?
Aren't they the same thing?
Well, no, I think they're totally different because live makes people want to come to Adelaide.
COP brings more people than the Olympic Games.
Yeah, but it's a one-off thing. Live changes people's... This is the argument. Live changes people's perceptions of Adelaide. It makes people go, people say Adelaide's boring. Have you been to Gather Round? Have you been to Live? Adelaide's cool. They've got wineries, they've got this, they've got that. COP's not going to do that in an ongoing sense.
What? Okay, yeah. So we wouldn't do an Olympics either? I guess we wouldn't, to be honest.
Oh, no, with Melly as Premier, we might.
I'm just interested. Do we care about cost-benefit ratios or not? Like what? Because this state go ask this because this state government really pegged achievement to bringing events here, and the rationale for them has never been. It doesn't matter whether you care about it; it matters whether the outgoing amount of taxpayer money is smaller than the amount of economic activity that's been generated.
Yeah,
so that's always been their justification.
I know that. But I also think that Live Golf, the Gather Round and the car race, which are the three big markers of Peter Malinowskis, continue to mask some of his big failures. And the green hydrogen plant is a big failure. We're now chained to Whyalla. There's talk that we may need, and you interviewed the Treasurer, Tom Kutsentonis, on this, we may need to throw in $1.5–2 billion for gas for Whyalla, for the before Blue Scope or whoever decide to take it,
which is not included in the initial billions of dollars that have been expended on Whyalla.
And the desal plant's been pushed out over the horizon that was going to sort of provide water for BHP at Olympic Dam. Two big things. Like 3 years ago, at the first year, this state prosperity project, they even had beer coasters printed and beer mats for the pubs. This had massive advertising. This was going to be a big deal, and it's just disappeared. And what we're going to be left with is, the big concern is extra debt for both Whyalla and also a potential in the future desal plant. Now, Tom Kutsentonis is incredibly convincing on this as Treasurer. He's a terrific performer as Treasurer. And his argument is, look, if the price goes up for these projects, we'll just charge them more. We'll charge them more for gas, we'll charge them more for water. Well, that's fine. But the actual capital cost has a big impact on state debt, and taxpayers have to pay the interest bill on that state debt. That's almost an instant thing. And then you have this long-term thing, we're going to charge them more for gas, we're going to charge them more for water. Well, you've sort of got to be a bit competitive on that as well. But the opposition on this, it's just been, the Liberals, to me, are just lame. And I had to ask Patrick out there who helped me. I said, who's the Liberal shadow treasurer? Because I've got to look it up every time. Sam
Telfer.
It's Sam Telfer. And when Tony, Oh, God, Vincent Tarzia, far out. When Vincent Tarzia announced his big thing on stamp duty, we're going to get rid of stamp duty over about 140 years or something, I think the program is. But he is going to get rid of stamp duty. I don't think Sam Telfer was at the press conference. And Tom Koutsatonis put out a press release, missing persons alert for Sam Telfer. If you've seen this man, they had that photo of him carrying the Woolies bag, the Woolies paper bag, when he had allegedly been shopping after going to the dentist. And doesn't that paint a good picture? And he put out a missing persons alert. That was pretty funny, actually, but I thought, well, where was he? Well, who is the Liberal Treasurer? Well, there's huge debt problems here, and you never hear boo from a goose from them.
Well, the best headline attacking the government's capacity to manage the economy came from the Auditor General.
Yes.
Most recently, that was a good damaging story from the opposition's perspective.
Was there a broader problem with that? We'll get rid of stamp duty story. And it almost sounds like, and the flimsiness of the detail provided with it as to how it would work, and the questions Will was asking that morning where we couldn't really get a straight answer as to how much it was going to cost the budget. It almost sounds like in the private tactics meeting, the conversation went, look, we're stuffed anyway, so let's just promise some really crazy stuff. It almost sounded like an Australian Democrats policy.
There is that feel about it in opposition, that they're so far behind, then let's come up with some wacky ideas and, throw them at the telegraph pole and see if any of them stick, basically. If you look across the border now in Victoria, where you have this incredible situation where a popular opposition leader has been necked. Brad Batten, now, he had Jacinta Allen on the canvas as the Victorian Labor Premier, particularly over crime, and effectively forced her, kicking and screaming, to doing something about youth crime over there. They've necked him brutally and installed Jess Wilson as a new Liberal leader. Now, Brad Batten had, I think, almost a 10-point lead on Jacinta Allen as preferred Premier. And that's an amazing feat for an opposition leader, because generally, no matter how bad you are, incumbency gives you an advantage as a Premier. And I think they were 51-49%. Percent on two-party preferred basis, so they were actually ahead in the polls. But for the Liberal Party over there, that wasn't good enough. I noticed they spoke this morning to Steve Bracks. This is in the Australian. I thought this was really interesting. Jeff Kennett and Steve Bracks, they both, in interviews by the Australian, offered Jess Wilson, the same advice: be yourself and back yourself. Kennett says she has to be herself, and the most important thing is you've got to have a sense of humour. You need a sense of humour in this game, and you must have the capacity to go to bed at night, go through things you might have done badly, understand how you're going to fix them tomorrow, and then get a good night's sleep. I'd say to anyone coming in at this level, you've got no idea what the work requirement is until you're here. Secondly, you have to be yourself. Third, you have to have a sense of humour. And lastly, you've got to develop an internal system. And both Bracks and Kennett had a sense of humour. Anthony Albanese has a sense of humour. I mean, he's got a nasty streak, as has Peter Malinauskas when you push the wrong buttons. But they both have a sense of humour. Yeah, there's Anthony Albanese in his submarine cap talking about 6-7. That doesn't mean anything, just like the Susan Lee's policies, and doing the mannerisms of 6-7, having a bit of fun in the job, as does Peter Malinauskas. I look at the opposition here and I think, well, first of all, most people don't know the names beyond Vincent Tarzia. And secondly, I see largely in their shadow ministers, when they get up there, a group of people who aren't terribly well groomed, bad haircuts, and I know I can't talk, but you're not
running for public office, mate.
Well, send them all off to Ferris Trabilsi or something like. Is Ferris Trabilsi still in business? Oh,
I think he's gone the same way as Arturo Taverna, sadly.
Well, send them somewhere anyway. Just to sharpen them up a bit. I mean, Vincent Tarzia was walking on the jetty yesterday announcing this policy, and he's there in a blue suit with a white shirt. I'm thinking, you're on a jetty. At least pretend you're going on a walk on a jetty.
The old saying, you can't govern your hair, you can't govern South Australia.
Let's check traffic. Get some support at home with ACH Group because a little help could be a big help.
Morning there. Roads looking pretty good for the run-in this morning, which is great. Got a breakdown getting sorted at the moment at Leawood Gardens. The freeway up track near the tunnel's got speeds at 60, but no super delays. A little bit slow at the moment. Main North Road, Enfield, and starting to build the Porter Expressway at Port Adelaide for those ongoing works just at the bottom there. Cameras to look out for today. Duthie Street, Melbourne. I've got one right now, McGill Road at McGill. Get into Telstra early this Black Friday with up to $700 off a range of Android phones. Silence 1st December. Shop now at Telstra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello, ACH Group. Tina's
Navigating the new Support at Home program?
we help you today?
ACH Group is here to help. Our welcome team offers one-on-one consultations to help you understand your options, navigate My Aged Care and find the right support for your needs. ACH Group will guide you through the process and make it easier. Call our welcome team at ACH Group on 8159 3500 because a little help can be a big help.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. Wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping at your local Star Discount chemist? Become a Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
Now, there's nothing quite like discovering a hidden gem, especially when it leads to your new favourite bottle of wine. Thornclark Wines, located in the Barossa Valley, is a family-owned boutique winery that combines tranquility with perfectly curated wines.
You'll be asking yourself, why haven't I been here before? As you take in the sprawling gardens and panoramic views, enjoy a wine tasting customised to you while enjoying a platter of local Barossa Valley produce.
I was saying earlier in the week, Kate and I went up with the kids on Sunday and it was such a wonderful afternoon, beautiful wine in such a great peaceful location in the northeastern part of the Barossa near Angaston. You can end your day too at the driving range. They've got this fantastic driving range where they'll give you clubs and you go out and whack a few balls into the paddock. It's all overlooking the Eden Valley Vineyard. Take home a few bottles from their wonderful sandpiper and shot fire ranges and continue the Thornclark experience at home, or check out the range on the Thornclark Wines website.
Next time you head to the Barossa Valley, make Thornclark Wines your first stop. Cellar door opens 10 a.m. to 5 p.m, Friday to Sunday.
Introducing the Caliente by Beechwood Homes. A multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Inspired by the effortless glamour of Palm Springs in California, it's bathed in natural light through clever architectural design. At its heart, a stunning 6-metre island bench anchors a kitchen that's as beautiful as it is functional. The Caliente is open for viewing at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Matt. All right, let's rate some spin, shall we? You guys collected yourselves?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, let's rate some spin now. First of all, this is Jess Wilson, who's the new Liberal leader, and the bob is back. She is going, her hairdo and Jacinta Allen's are the same. I don't really know what that means. But here she is at a press conference, both praising the person she just rolled, Brad Batten, but unable to explain, if he was so good, why he was rolled.
Brad has done a terrific role, and I thank him for his service. I thank him for his leadership, but more broadly for his service to the Liberal Party over many, many years. And I know that Brad will have a key role going forward in the lead up to the next election.
Well, if he's done a terrific job, then why are you standing there today and not Brad Batten?
The Liberal Party room has spoken. I'm humbled by their support.
Yeah. Nothing to do with me. I don't know what they've said, but they've spoken.
Oh, they've spoken. I just end up here. I'm not asking any questions. Jess Wilson gets a solid 7 out of 10. Matt. Now, bringing this closer to home, I don't want to embarrass you, David, but this is your interview, Bembo, with Mayor of Mitcham, fresh back from COP, Heather Holmes-Ross.
And I'm here answering your questions, and I think that it's rude for you to be rude.
Well, I'm sorry if I've offended you in any way, Mayor.
No, I don't think you are, but thank you for the apology anyway.
That's all right. Just one final question. Did you offset the trip? Because it's a pretty lengthy flight to Brazil.
How do you mean, did I offset it?
For the carbon footprint.
Well, I don't know. I don't understand what you mean.
I don't know if you book the flights yourself, but when you book a flight, you can offset the carbon footprint for the trip. Did you do that?
I don't know. I didn't book the flight.
Okay.
Oh. No, I don't know. I didn't book the flight. But whatever. You're just rude being rude. I think we do agree, though, that being rude is rude. And I would like to think your apology was sincere.
No, it wasn't. She was right. I was being rude.
You're going to go to Sarcasmologists Anonymous after this.
It's not as rude as going on some private jaunt to Brazil and expecting the public should pay for it.
No,
that's rude.
No. That's being
really
rude. But anyway, she doesn't know about offset points despite going to a big climate conference. Heather Holmes-Ross, 2 out of 10.
Matt. You can offset the points.
Yeah, that's right.
Good on you, Matt.
She can do that.
See you next week.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy, 21 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Hands you can trust and state-of-the-art facilities. Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. PhysioExtra.com.
The hunt is continuing for a driver involved in a hit run at Elizabeth Park. A Holden sedan crashed into the front of a Yorktown Road laundromat around 8 last night. Senior Constable Matt Brown says it narrowly missed 2 people and then drove off.
And police tracked the sedan to a Craigmore address, but unfortunately were unable to locate the driver. So anyone who witnessed the crash or may have seen the car leaving the area is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
SA house prices are on track to hit a median of 1.1 million next year. Domain data also shows unit prices are headed for a record $681,000. Senior economist Dr. Joel Bowman says a number of factors will come into play in 2026, feeding the growth.
The first home guarantee expansion, which allows purchases with a 5% deposit with no mortgage insurance. So we're expecting that will provide a bit of a sugar hit to the market. The lower interest rates this year will continue to provide a tailwind to prices.
It looks like COP31 is going to pass us by. Adelaide reportedly failing in its bid to host the climate summit next year. A standoff between Australia and Turkey is being cited. Bonn in Germany has been mentioned as a possible host. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says Australia will still be involved regardless of where it's held.
We're trying to get the best outcome here for the planet and for the global economy. Regardless of where it is held, we'll continue to play a leadership role in that.
E-Safety Commissioner Julie Inman-Grant has been called to testify before the US Congress about Australia's Online Safety Act. Ms Inman-Grant is being accused of colluding with pro-censorship entities to direct American companies to remove graphic content. The letter claims the act is threatening the speech of American citizens. It's a waiting game for Donald Trump's signature on that bill to release the Epstein files after it was rubber-stamped by both US houses. A senior official saying the president will sign it whenever it gets to the White House. A Victorian teen who died in a cricketing accident will be farewelled today. More from Madeline Burke.
Ben Austin was just 17 years old when he died in hospital 3 weeks ago. He was fatally struck by a cricket ball ahead of a T20 match while warming up in the nets at Ferntree Gully. Today, he will be farewelled at a funeral service at the Junction Oval in St Kilda, with attendees encouraged to wear club jerseys, scarves or a splash of colour in honour of Ben. The service will be followed by a private burial.
And Luna is the top name for cats and dogs for the 3rd year running. Compare the market also finding dog owners like Coco, Charlie and Milo, with cat owners opting for Simba and Loki. Now Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Tommy, that might be a good name for a cat or a dog, as in Tommy Wren.
I like it. Let's go with that. It's a very good name. Let's start with some football now for the Sport. A record 7 South Australians. They've been taken in the first round of last night's AFL draft. That number eclipses the previous best of 6, which came back in 2012. Sam Cumming from North Adelaide was the first selected by Richmond at pick 7, while it was another Sam Grill, who was taken with the Tigers at pick 8. Coming, hoping they can both add plenty for the Tigers.
Yeah, they've got a great young group coming through, and I think me and Sam can add to that, and hopefully it don't take too long to get back up to the top.
The Crows also picked a South Aussie West Adelaide forward Mitch Marsh, taken at pick 22. The second round of the draft will resume tonight. Well, an English cricket legend believes Joe Root has the perfect opportunity to score his first Ashes century in Australia. Michael Vaughan telling Wide World of Sports Root could set up the series against a patched-up Aussie attack.
He's that kind of player that if he gets one early, he might have one of those 600 or 700-run series if he does kind of get that monkey off his back early. And I guess this week's his chance, because Cummins and Hazelwood have had him out 23 times in Test match cricket, and those two aren't here in Perth.
To basketball, the Adelaide 36ers have overpowered the Illawarra Hawks to win 97-85 in their NBL clash overnight. Bryce Cotton again led the way with 31 points. Isaac Humphries chipping in with a very useful 22. The Sixers again play on Saturday night against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Meantime, LeBron James has ruled out playing in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, and USA teammate Steph Curry says he's highly unlikely to feature in the Games. After missing the opening 14 games through injury this season, LeBron made his season debut yesterday for his LA Lakers, and whilst only scoring 11 points, he dished out 12 assists as the Lakers took care of the Utah Jazz 140-126. And Adelaide United's players will hold a light training session today ahead of tomorrow night's A-League clash against Melbourne City. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Roads looking pretty good for the rain this morning, which is great. Got a breakdown getting sorted at the moment at Leawood Gardens. The freeway up track near the tunnel. Got speeds at 60, but no super delays. A little bit slow at the moment. Main North Road, Enfield, and starting to build the Porter Expressway at Port Adelaide for those ongoing works just at the bottom there. Cameras to look out for today. Duthie Street, Melbourne. I've got one right now, McGill Road at McGill. Get into Telstra early this Black Friday with up to $700 off a range of Android phones. Starland's 1st December. Shop now at Telstra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA weather, 21 today, partly cloudy, the same tomorrow, 25, showers and 25 on Saturday, then sunny and 30 on Sunday. Right now, it's 14 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Harvey Norman Black Friday sale. Unbeatable deal. 50% off Ecovacs D-Bot N20 Pro Plus RoboVac and Mop, now just $497. Save $180 on Westinghouse Multifunction Oven, now just $492. Save $68 on JBL Essential 2 Encore Party Box Speaker, now just $277. And save $75 on Nespresso Virtuo Pop Capsule Coffee Machine with Milk Frother, now only $194. Best brands, best range, best prices. There's more in store at Harvey Norman Black Friday sale.
An elevated experience awaits at Burnside Village. Discover international and national fashion, home and lifestyle, health and well-being, and village dining. Burnside Village, where fashion lives. burnsidevillage.com.au.
Living on a big block in an older home that's seen better days, maybe you've just picked up a fixer-upper on a generous slice of land, Metro Homes SA, Adelaide's custom design builder, has a clever solution.
That's right. They'll knock down the old place and build 2 brand new homes on the block. You sell one, move where you want, keep the other as an investment. It's downsizing and building your future all in one smart move.
And the best part, Metro takes care of the whole lot. Design, planning, council approval, the works. They make it easy because they've done it all before.
So if you're ready to unlock the potential in your property without the stress, go Metro. Visit metrohomesa.com.au.
Imagine you have a dog bounding across your garden of lush green turf. He jumps, he rolls, he lays on his back, feet in the air, and gives himself a good old scratch. A dog really knows how to appreciate grass. And you can appreciate yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it. And importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
9 after 8. This time tomorrow, we will be 20 minutes away potentially from giving away a house. Not giving it away, it'll be the subject of an auction for Variety SA, but we are going to be broadcasting live from Mount Barker tomorrow morning. Emerald Way is where we'll be, at the site of this this charity house that's been put together. This is a great story, actually. 30 South Australian businesses and people have come together to build what is a two-storey house built in memory of Emily Belperio, who lost her life at the age of just 3 years old. Her father, Joe, is the owner and director of Emerald Way, Mount Barker. He donated the land to get this project off the ground. It's valued at $750,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, beautiful open-plan living house, double garage. You can see pictures of it, by the way, at emeraldwaycharityhome.com.au. Now, the thing about this that is truly unique is that this is a no-reserve auction, and every single cent goes to Variety SA. This is going to be one of the biggest auctions you're ever going to hear. It's going to happen live tomorrow morning after 8:30. We are going to be there.
So we're going to be right next to the auction as it's happening?
We're going to be right next to it as it's happening.
With the guy from the block?
You're going to hear it as it's happening. That's right. Tom Panos, celebrity auctioneer extraordinaire. No reserve. So whatever the high bid is after 8:30, that's how much money is going to Variety. And that someone's getting a house. Let's not forget. Housing crisis. This is valued at $750,000. Mount Barker, huge, growing, wonderful part of South Australia.
Great lifestyle destination.
Exactly right.
Tree change. Want a tree change? It's the place to be.
Come down and see it. What a great auction this will be. Someone gets a house and Variety get a whole stack of money.
I hope it goes for a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Just for Variety's sake, the great work that they do for all of those needy kids and supporting their families. But yeah, it's let's see what it does end up going for. But looking at the pictures now on the live stream, superb place.
A beautiful looking house. Well, that's tomorrow morning on the program, so make sure you tune in. We'll be in Mount Barker from 6 o'clock.
Normally we had no trouble getting the Premier to come on the show. We asked him if he could join us this morning to shed any light on what is happening with COP, but his office explained that he's not available or just not does not want to come on to talk about it yet. I think you can read a fair bit into that. I think that the Premier would probably think it's for a national event such as this, that it's not his job to read the last rites to the conference being held here in South Australia. We are expecting that the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, will at some stage today confirm what now looks like the world's worst kept secret, that COP will not be coming to Adelaide in any form. It raises some questions because so much time and so much effort has already been put into it, particularly in the area of policing. Hours and hours and hours of work has been done, not just by SAPOL, but by police forces interstate. There's a huge hospitality component to this as well. I received a text earlier in the program from one prominent figure in the hospitality industry saying that this can be spun any way they like, but the loss of functions, conferences, weddings, conventions, etc. is massive. The two biggest losers, of course, be the Convention Centre and the Adelaide Oval. The Eastern States conference and convention venues will be very happy with our indulgent attempt. What does it mean, too, for the taxpayers? Well, as we said, we did ask the government on, we asked the Premier on. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to him soon. But Ben Hood, the opposition spokesman for government accountability, is on the line now. Ben, a hell of a lot of work for naught by the look of things, isn't it?
Yeah, well, good morning, boys. Always good to be with you. It certainly is. I mean, $8 million, 34 cops exclusively on this job for however many months. So I think the question now to the Premier is how much of that $8 million has been spent, and will he apologise, to all the accommodation and hospitality venues that have essentially put everything on hold in November next year and now won't be taking any bookings. Now, the accommodation should be able to be booked out, but if you think about those venues, those conference venues, they're in big strife. I mean, we had one of them contact us that said there'd be $1 million down if COP didn't go ahead. So Now the Premier's really left holding the bag on this job, and he does need to apologise to those hospitality businesses. And what he should also do is be writing an invoice to Albo right now for that $8 million. I mean, if Albo's going to pull out of COP, then he's got to cop the tab.
Do you think, Ben, that there's a counter-argument that you've got to be in it to win it? And, I mean, the opposition didn't have an in-principle problem with the idea of hosting it here. It's a bit like the World Cup bid. You never know how it's going to play out. And if we hadn't put our hand up, we would never have been in the running for what would have been an economic opportunity, whether you agree with the optics of these gab fests or not.
Yeah, look, it's a good argument, Pembo. You do have to be in these things to win it. But I think, you made the point with Maddie just before that, at the end of the day, this is just a one-off event. When you've got Live Golf, Gather Round and other things, they sort of are perpetual events and, generate that interest. But this is a one-off event where we're going to see the elites flying in their private jets, hopefully offsetting somehow. Or maybe they actually know what offsetting is, unlike the mayor that you had on before. But, at the end of the day, this government really is just now in spin mode. And, I'd probably make the point if we could hook up the spin coming from the Premier on this now, then we could probably power those turbines they're trying to flog off to solve the energy crisis. The Premier's telling us $3.1 billion of potential future events coming into the state. Yeah, well, if my grandfather had wheels, he'd be a bicycle. At the end of the day, that's not realised money. What we do know is that $8 million has been spent. How are we going to get that back? And really the Fed should be tipping in to make sure that, again, the taxpayers of South Australia aren't on the hook for another flight of fancy.
Ben Hood, the opposition spokesman for Government Accountability, thank you for joining us. The immaculately groomed Ben Hood, I should say.
we should do some texts. Police, so the text line's 0480 1395.
There are many texts here. None of them are ruining the loss of COP either. There's a whole pile of people saying the same thing, that they really wonder how much money has been spent. Yeah, one here from Alex in Ascot Park saying, well, if we've already committed $8 million to this bid, how much of that money are we going to get back? And Anne says, I would rather Mally work on events such as getting a Taylor Swift or an Oasis concert in Adelaide. COP, who cares? Taylor Swift, she hasn't been here since, 1989 tour.
I'm not sure. You're the Taylor Swift guy.
T-Swizzle. I wonder if the governments over there paid any money to get Oasis. I doubt it. Like if Oasis, Noel and Liam let bygones be bygones and decide to make billions of dollars doing a world tour, they just automatically go to Melbourne.
I think one of the benefits of Sydney and being Sydney and Melbourne is you probably don't have to.
Yeah.
They could do 2 or 3 concerts there and they're laughing. 16 after 8, we're going to check traffic and come back with more in just a moment. You can call us on 8223 0000 with your thoughts, but if you'd like to fire them from the text line, more than welcome to do that as well. Get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Morning there. Roads looking pretty good for the run-in today. Getting busy in the usual spots. The freeway at the Mount Osman intersection just there at Myrtle Bank at the end of the freeway. A little bit slow too. South Road at Karata Park starting to build at the moment. Flinders Park for those ongoing works. Grange Road and Holbrooks Road. And got an active camera right now. McGill Road, McGill to look out for. The Chemist Warehouse Christmas fragrance sale is on now. Spoil yourself for your loved ones this Christmas with big brand fragrances at the lowest prices. Shop Chemist Warehouse in store or online today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G.
Timmy, you've got the latest from WA.
My man on the floor over there has been...
Oh, what's that?
What's been reported is that Jake's parents have been asked to fly over, so they've now made their way over to Perth.
You're not doing that if you're 11th, 12th man.
The 5AA Sports Show.
So that's the way I think they'll go. So.
Well done.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For 50 years, Sterling Homes has set the standard. As we mark our 50th anniversary, we invite you to share your dream with us. To celebrate, we're giving you $15,000 in luxury upgrades your way at no extra cost. Choose from reverse cycle air conditioning, stone bench tops, solar panels and more. Plus, we're including 2.7 metre high ceilings. It's your home built your way, because at Sterling Homes, your home. Find your nearest display home location at sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home.
That's HAUME. Sometimes renovating an older home built before the 90s is just not worth the hassle, time or the cost. Instead, we buy your home as it is and give you as much time as you need to find your new dream home. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions. We just make the process of selling your home easy. Look out for a letter from us in your mailbox or visit home.com.au. That's haume.com.au.
If your solar system's been up there for 10 or 15 years, it's probably costing you more than it's saving. But now is the perfect time to upgrade your solar system with NRG Solar. Government rebates are higher than they ever have been, and panels today are twice as efficient at a fraction of the price. And most families see payback in just 3 to 5 years, and even faster when they add a battery. Get in touch with us at NRG Solar for zero power bills and total peace of mind. Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
Black Friday has arrived at Adelaide Appliance Gallery. This year, the ASCO offers are big. Save up to $1,000 on selected ASCO kitchen appliances. Or if you're ready to refresh the whole kitchen, take 10% off ASCO kitchen packages. Quality Scandinavian design built to perform. Find more during the Black Friday sale at Adelaide Appliance Gallery. Ends December 2nd. Adelaide Appliance Gallery, your local designer appliances store. 155 Paynham Road, St Peters, or adelaideappliancegallery.com.au.
South Australia, the countdown is on. By January 1st, all businesses and venues with public access over a certain size must have a defibrillator installed and clearly signed. Failing to comply could mean a hefty fine. Defibrillators Australia make it simple, with approved AEDs, cabinet signage and certification all ready before deadline. Don't risk it. Call 1300 331193 or visit defibrillatoraustralia.com.au today. Defibrillators Australia, protecting hearts, keeping your business compliant.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes after 8, we got a call a short time ago from the owner of Marloo Galleries on Jetty Road who wanted to have a bit of a chat about what's going on down there. Ian Matheson, good morning to you.
How are you?
Yeah, we're well, Ian. More importantly, how are you going?
Oh, look, I'm struggling. I'm not going to lie. It's I'm hearing council saying Jetty Road looks full of people. It's in today's paper, in the Advertiser. Look, the truth is, it looks busy. The foot traffic and actual trade are two different things. What we're seeing is movement, not spending, and traders are telling me the same story across the board. Sales are down 70 to 80%. The stores that have survived for decades are now shutting their doors. It's not a thriving precinct. It's a distress signal.
I've got to say, Ian, I've noticed, and maybe this is where Glenelg, Holdfast Bay Council rather, think that they're having no success in the mainstream media because we've had business after business after business telling us the same thing. So they look like they've spent heaps of money on Facebook this week, putting up all these videos, you know, everything's going ahead full steam on Jetty Road and it looks great. But you read the comments on those posts and everyone's just bashing them up, saying, yeah, right, like, you know, propaganda.
Because what the council are doing is council can take photos from convenient angles, but it doesn't fix the lived experience of shop owners who are watching their livelihoods bleed out and go down the drain. You know, it's one of those things that we can't sugarcoat anymore.
Yeah. How long have you had the gallery, Ian?
So I've had the gallery for just close to a year now. We used to be in a pop-up store in Town Hall, across from the playground next to the beach house.
Oh, yeah.
And then we did the Royal Adelaide Show for the first time an Indigenous art gallery was ever there for 100 years, in the 100-year existence of the Royal Adelaide Show. So we did that. And then with the profits of that, I thought, well, let's keep going. So I ended up opening up Marloo Galleries on Jetty Road, and helping those artists and kind of still get that income, that sustainable income that I promised them.
Yeah. Have you had any relief at all from the council?
No. Their grants are match for match spending. So when you go for a grant, it's normally a $5,000 grant. That's to beautify your shop, and it's a match spending. So for $5,000, they'll give you $5,000. It's a deferred payment, so it's a debt that you have to pay back. And I'm telling you now, if businesses don't have enough money to cover rent, wages, power, water, and stuff like that, how are they supposed to afford $5,000?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think your foot traffic is down, Ian? Do you keep numbers on that kind of thing?
So at the moment, foot traffic for us is probably down, I'd say about 60 to 70%. Trade is down. Trade is down at least 60 to 80%, and I get a lot of people come in and all they want to do is talk about what's going on down the road, because obviously being on radio all the time and talking to a lot of the newspapers, they do want to talk to me. But when they talk to me, they're not looking around. They're not, I want to bring people back down to Glenelg. And a lot of people are saying to me, transforming Jetty Road, the word transforming is more of a way of saying construction. And I want to put it out there that I want customers to understand that, yes, there is a construction zone, but how about we change the wording and go rediscover Jetty Road? Because I want people to come down and rediscover a shop they've never walked into before.
Yeah, totally. Well, Ian, we hope you get through it, mate, and we really appreciate you sharing your story. And again, we repeat, as I said to the Mayor off air the other day, any business in the Holdfast Bay area, any business on Jetty Road that thinks that the council is doing a terrific job, 8223 0055, you can get straight through. We'll put you on the air. Still waiting. It's been days since we made that offer. We make it again today. If there's any business in Jetty Road that wants to come on and tell us that the council is doing a terrific job, we will happily put them to air.
Just trying to look up by way of comparison. The state government offers algal bloom support to businesses that have been impacted by the bloom because it's considered, a disaster outside of their control. And if their revenue is down by a certain percentage, it is a disaster, and the taxpayer needs to step in. This is equivalent to that, except it was just brought about by local government. So we have the state expending taxpayers' money to support businesses in one area because of a similar scale of disaster that's natural and compared to one that's man-made.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, so
I'm just trying to find the percentage. Is it 50? I was just thinking as I was listening to that team, 60 to 70% or 60 to 80% down to. I reckon that qualifies you for algal bloom support.
Yeah. Say what you like about the Malinowskis government. I'm pretty sure that this time last year, Mally wasn't on the phone to Coots going, "Hey, mate, you know what I've got? I've got some of this Karenia algae. I was thinking of releasing it into St. Vincent's Gulf just for a bit of a laugh. What do you reckon?" Like, it's not their fault. Unlike, how about we dig up the entire road
at once in
shut
one go?
All the streets, shut the neighbouring streets without giving the local businesses any warning. Leave the Stamford to go scrounging around 3 blocks away trying to find the food that they need delivered to make breakfast for their guests. Not give anybody any rent relief. Keep giving them parking fines. Not give them any other assistance. Like, beggars belief. But the offer stands. They can ring up and we'll put them on. But it's a debacle and it can't finish quickly enough, but sadly it's not going to finish for a very long time.
Buy the advertiser today, find the daily code word and enter online for the chance to win a share of $50,000 in IGA gift cards. Get your Christmas groceries on us this year. Conditions apply. SAT 25/1787.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Australians deserve a stronger pharmaceutical benefits scheme, one that is faster, fairer and fit for the future. Did you know it has been 30 years since the PBS was reviewed? In that time, science and medicines have made significant advancements, but our process for getting Australians access to these advancements is letting us down. If you would like to do your part to help all Australians waiting to access critical medicines, simply visit strongerpbs.com.au today.
Some milk on our shelves travels further than you do on holiday. Not milk from Flurio Milk Company. Our milk is proudly homegrown, home bottled and delivered straight from the rolling paddocks of South Australia's Flurio Peninsula. Freshness isn't a buzzword for us. We live and breathe it 24 hours a day. When you buy from Flurio Milk Company, you're supporting our incredible farming families and doing SA proud. Look for Flurio Milk Company in your supermarket.
So, turns out, if you scan your RAA card at Caltex, you can get 10 cents off every litre of fuel. Woo!
Right now, it's even better to be an RAA member with even bigger savings at the pump. 10 cents off per litre at Caltex.
It's beeping busy in here.
T's and C's exclusions and transaction limits apply. Available from the RAA website. Discount available at participating Caltex service stations in SA only. Offer for a limited time and subject to change.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 21 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
There's been a hit run at a laundromat at Elizabeth Park. Senior Constable Matt Brown says a Holden sedan crashed into the front of the Yorktown Road business around 8 last night.
The car narrowly missed a cleaner who was exiting the building and also a child standing nearby. So the impact damaged the front windows and door of the building, but the car immediately drove off.
It was tracked to a Craigmore address, but patrols were unable to locate the driver. Investigations are continuing. A P-plater from the southern suburbs has been done for excessive speed and drug driving. His Ford was picked up doing 123 in an 80 zone on the Southern Expressway at Darlington last night. He then tested positive for cocaine. The 23-year-old is facing a fine of $2,000 plus. Well, it's only going to get harder to break into the local property market. Domain is forecasting record median prices for both houses and units in 2026. Senior economist Dr. Joel Bowman says the forecast is growth.
So I'm not expecting prices to go backwards anytime soon, but at least the prices are expected to moderate from that rapid double-digit growth that we're seeing in the unit market, kind of currently, to a bit more of the lower single digits by the end of next year.
Facebook and Instagram will remove the accounts of 13 to 15-year-olds a week ahead of the new social media ban. More from Gabrielle Hodson.
From today, Meta is notifying account users it believes are under 16 that they're about to get turfed from social media platforms. SMH The Age reports Facebook, Instagram and Threads users aged 13 to 15 will start being removed from the platforms from December 4. That's a fortnight from now. The messages and notifications will encourage children to download photos, videos and other material that they want to keep. Users who are incorrectly classified as underage will have to use age verification platform Yoti, providing government ID or a video selfie. And users who've changed their age to something older will also be asked to prove it.
The music headliners for next year's Live Golf at Grange have been announced. Royal Otis will perform on the Friday, with fan favourite Fisher returning Sunday to close out the event. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. No major surprises at last night's AFL draft, with Victorian Willem Dersma crowned the number one pick by West Coast. He was tipped to be the top selection, Dersma telling Fox Footy he tried his best, to handle the pressure throughout the season.
Having the support of my mates, my family, so that's, all my coaches and stuff, whole Foster as well. It's been really special, so I think that support has just really helped me all year, and I'm thankful for it.
The Crows took West Adelaide forward Mitch Marsh with pick 22, while the Power has its first selection tonight. Well, Australia and England's players will train today ahead of tomorrow's opening test at Perth Stadium. The Tourists have named their 12-man squad with Quicks Mark Wood and Jofra Archer both in. Meantime, South Aussie and Brisbane Heat quick Spencer Johnson sweating on the results of a scan in December to see if he can feature in the Big Bash. The 29-year-old was on the way back from a back injury. Well, two-time defending champions Italy have moved into the semi-finals of tennis's Davis Cup. Craig Gabriel reports from Bologna.
Italy's minus its top two players, Yannick Sinner and Lorenzo Musetti, but are still fielding a strong side, as was evident against Austria. The home side dismissed the visitors without dropping a set in the best-of-3 series. Former Wimbledon finalist Matteo Berrettini came from a breakdown to beat Yuri Rodionov 6-3, 7-6, and then Flavio Cobolli overwhelmed Filip Misolic 6-1, 6-3. The Italians will play Belgium, who've already beaten Australia and France.
The Adelaide 36ers have cemented second spot on the NBL ladder following an impressive 97-85 point win against the Illawarra Hawks. And the Flying Roos are preparing for the Sail GP Grand Final in Abu Dhabi, where they can secure a fourth championship. Roos driver Tom Slingsby has told Nine's Today Show they're determined to make amends after a poor campaign in Spain.
Yeah, the starts weren't great in the Spanish event, the last event we did, and we dropped some points. We went from first in the leaderboard to third, and so now we've got our work cut out to make the top 3 final.
Great Britain currently leads the standings with 1 round to go. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Roads aren't looking too bad. Currently accidents and breakdown free, so that is a good thing. Getting busy in the usual spots. South Road at Tonsley as you get off the Southern Expressway. Starting to build Main North Road, Enfield heading to the city, and the Porter Expressway quite busy too at the moment at Port Adelaide. While Memorial Drive is closed in front of the Adelaide Oval for the World Beach Volleyball Championships. That is on again today and got an active camera right now, McGill Road, McGill. Are you moving house soon? Origin can make a hard job a little easier by helping you move your electricity, natural gas and internet in one easy call. Origin. All kinds of useful. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy 21 today, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Saturday showers and 25, and then Sunday sunny and 30. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Harvey Norman Black Friday sale. Unbeatable deals on all the big brands. Save up to 40% on monitors, gaming accessories and Android tablets. Up to a huge 35% off Windows 11 computers. Up to 30% off Cricut cutting machines and presses. Up to 25% off printers and connected security. Up to 20% off headphones, digital cameras, networking and smartwatches. Up to 15% off DJI drones and MetaQuest 3S. Best brands, best range, best prices. There's more in store and online at Harvey Norman Black Friday sale.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Spring has traditionally been the peak time for selling your home. As the gardens bloom, so too do buyer numbers. But while demand is high, stock levels remain at historic lows. That means more competition for the homes on the market and a greater chance of achieving a premium result for your property. At Toop and Toop, our experience, local knowledge and negotiation expertise give you the edge when it matters most. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 9. There's been a resolution to this morning to Adelaide's own version of this.
And the Academy Award for Best Picture.
La La Land.
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. Come on, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
Oh dear, Moonlight and La La Land at the Oscars getting it wrong. Well, there was a similar issue with the Australia Day Council of South Australia announcing the winner of Senior Australian of the Year. Have a listen.
The 2026 Senior South Australian of the Year for South Australia is Malcolm Benoy.
Just hold that thought for just a moment. There's been a controversy. The wrong winner was in the envelope, and we do apologise for that. The 2026 Senior Australian of the Year is, in fact...
James. Is it James?
It is James.
James Curry.
James Curry.
We had it right all the way along. I don't know what has transpired behind the scenes, but it's incorrect information. It is Malcolm Benoy. I'm terribly sorry for the embarrassment.
So just to catch you up there, that was the Senior Australian of the Year award for South Australia, Australia Day Council of South Australia administering the whole thing. Initially, Malcolm Benoy was announced as a winner. It was then corrected to James Curry. Then subsequently, the organiser came on stage and said, oh, no, it was right in the first place. It was Malcolm Benoy. Well, here we are now, a number of days later, and a statement has been issued by the Australia Day Council of South Australia, and it turns out that too was wrong. They are now delighted to announce that both the sound engineer and pioneer of South Australian film, James Curry, and Malcolm Benoy are 2026 Senior Australian of the Year for South Australia. They were joint winners. The statement says, following voting by South Australian selection panel, Mr Curry and Mr Benoy were tied in first place. The panel resolved an outcome, and an administrative error by the Australia Day Council meant the results of the meeting were inaccurately recorded. Unfortunately, the error was not identified prior to the presentation evening. On the evening, at different times, both Mr Benoy and Mr Curry were announced as the recipient. The South Australian selection panel reconvened following the announcement and unanimously agreed that both Mr Curry and Mr Benoy be selected as Senior Australian of the Year for South Australia.
I got to say, I feel really, really sorry for the two voices that you heard there that were playing. The lovely Sonia Feldhoff, who has been a mainstay of ABC radio for many years in this town. So she was doing the presentations with her fellow presenter, and it got a run on the TVs over the weekend. So these two poor buggers are up there on stage with all of these envelopes in front of them, trying to host the awards with all the wrong names in them. And people were going, oh, look at these two klutzes. They don't know what they're doing. Well, none of it was their fault.
Clearly.
Like, how? You just want the ground to swallow you up.
But clearly no one within the organisation knew either.
Oh, the... So it was. Wait, what about the two guys as well? Like, it's so embarrassing for them.
Oh, I feel... Well, let's give them the two incredible people who have made a wonderful contribution. But the difference with the Oscar one was read out incorrectly, and it was one mistake. That was a mistake 3 times. They read out the winner, they corrected it wrongly, and then the organiser came up and said, no, we got it right the first time, and that was also wrong. They both won. Anyway.
Maybe they're trying to take their cue from the Modbury Basketball Association. They think that everybody should win a prize.
Maybe they were both too good, and they thought it's not fair.
Right, exactly.
We don't want to have the best, a rightful Senior Australian that's going to embarrass everybody at the same time. But anyway, congratulations to James Curry and Malcolm Benoy, joint Senior South Australian of the Year.
Deserved joint winners. Well, as we said in Breaking at 8, we are awaiting official confirmation that COP is not going to be going ahead. We've been covering it all morning and no one has rung us up to say, no, wait and see. It sounds like it is a dead duck. Anna Moeller is the CEO of the Australian Hotels Association. Do a great job representing all of the pubs and clubs and restaurants and so forth around town. We've got Anna on the line. Anna, good morning and thanks for joining us. This must be a pretty difficult situation for people running hospitality businesses. I would imagine some of the bigger ones too. You think things like the convention centre. It's a direct hit for them. But there must be a lot of other hotels and venues that would have basically blocked out next November expecting to be at 100% capacity.
Well, given the couple of debacles you've just talked about, there might be a long way to run with this. We don't know whether we've got COP or not. But yeah, look, there were a lot of places, or there are a lot of places that have got placeholders in. That's not unusual. Those places would have waiting lists. But I think it's fair to say that just being in the game and getting to the point where we were an actual contender and at the worst kind of runner-up has been really good for the state and certainly great in terms of the number of inquiries and things that we've had at business events Adelaide level and the convention centre. So in a way, it's a bit of a long game. We almost have won anyway.
Well, can we just be clear on that? Because I think the opposition in South Australia are saying that this is a huge loss to the industry. What's better from your perspective, Anna, that we try and get events that require the industry to put placeholders in that may or may not realise, or that we avoid that altogether and just don't get the events but also don't create the uncertainty? What's preferable?
Oh, look, I think you've got to be playing the game to have a chance of winning. And, there's this great saying that is the audacity of hope. And I think the audacity of hope gave us Katy Perry. The audacity of hope gave us things like Live Golf and Gather Round. So, yeah, look, you've got to do your due diligence and, assess the risk and that kind of thing. But, yeah, absolutely. I think we've got to try for these things. We are now seeing, South Australia is seen quite differently now than we were seen 5 years ago. I get in cabs when I'm in other states and, so many times the driver says, "Where are you from?" And I tell them and they say, "Wow, you're so lucky." It's a great place. So we feel different here. I think we see ourselves differently here. But most importantly, other people from other places are seeing us differently. So yeah, to be in contention, the profile that gives us on the world stage, I think it's hard to quantify the value in that.
Do you think, Anna, we're still 12 months away from next November. Is there a chance that we could identify other events between now and then that could help? Nothing's going to replicate the bookings that would have come as a result of COP. It was going to be standing room only. But is there a chance for us to find a few things that could actually kick some hospitality energy into November 26?
Oh, absolutely. The positive thing is that we have quite a long lead time and we're actually seeing a trend recently whereby people are booking things closer to the destination time. And as I said, these places, it's not their first rodeo. They put placeholders in, but they do have a plan B for themselves. They have waiting lists and I'm sure once we actually know for sure what's going on with COP, the wheels will be in motion immediately. And for those that are genuinely in strife as a result of this, if we don't get COP, I'm sure there'll be conversations that go on, behind closed doors about what can be done.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully that is the way ahead. Anna Moller, the CEO of the AHA. Always great to catch up, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you.
We got the good news earlier in the week that Bedford Industries would continue, that FIVEAA will take over the site. So that was the good news component of the story. And then as the detail came out, we realised that there will be losers. On Monday, some suppliers received a letter from McGrath Nickel, who are managing the administration process, that any debts incurred before the 17th of November were not payable by the administrators and would instead be treated as unsecured claims against Bedford, with any payment, this is a quote, dependent on the outcome of the administration. So what does that mean for people like our next guest, Tim Chatsopoulos from Topeka Wholesalers? Tim, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, well, Tim, have you got a large amount outstanding, and what are your hopes that you'll be able to recover all or any of that money?
I believe we have no hope. Basically, when the government pumped in the $15 million in July, we were advised at the time that all creditors will be paid, and that's what the money was for. I've got so much email correspondence, text messages saying we're just waiting for the money to clear from McGrath Nickel, you'll be paid. And then when basically they kept buying time, and then as time was passing, they offered me a payment plan, which I agreed to, which was around September. Didn't make a single payment. Then the lady discreetly that was looking after the account said, "Oh, look, if you get a lawyer involved, a CFO would probably fast track that, you get paid." I got a lawyer involved, paid more money, and then basically she bought more time, and then on Friday was supposed to be the first payment. And basically then she rings me up and said, "Oh, look, we froze the account, but the good news is we've sold Bedford and you're going to get paid in full." She still said that to me Monday morning. And then I get a letter from McGrath Nickel, and it's almost like a liquidation letter. Basically, we're going to be left with nothing.
So, Tim, you guys provide food, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
So, and how up until how recently have you been providing those food services?
So we're looking after their Cultivate site, which closed, closed down in June. So look, at that time we were like, all right, if it goes into liquidation, look, that's the risk we take as a food service business. But then when the government bailed the money out, I have text messages straight away saying, hey, Tim, fantastic news. You're going to get paid in full. We're just waiting for McGrath-Nicol to release the money. And it's been lie after lie after lie. It's just, I'm just a small family business. I've got a young family.
Yeah.
It's straining to hear all the lies and to watch Peter Malinauskas look like a superstar on the TV when all the creditors did not get paid.
So, Tim, remind us exactly how much money are you owed?
Close to $60,000.
$60,000. My God, mate, that's so much money.
100%, and it's damaging to my business. And I've just been fighting, day and night this past week to for Peter Malinauskas to reach out and say, look, I just want an answer, right? The question I guess me and the media are asking, and that's why the media has been in contact with me, where did the $15 million go? The government, that's our tax-paying money. We already pay taxes ourselves. Where did the $15 million go? Because no one knows.
Well, maybe they were trying to keep the banks at bay by paying off the direct debt that Bedford had to them. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but there's something crook about the way these creditor situations work, where it's often little businesses like you that end up being pushed right down to the bottom of the queue or left off the queue entirely.
100%. I'll be honest, this is, I could just see, I've got all the emails to show. This was preset. I mean, whatever they did to cover whatever debts they had to cover, and they've just been buying time. Like I've spoken to a couple other creditors. They've been fed the same stories. Oh, look, we're just waiting for the funds another week. They've just been buying time to get it to this, get it to administration, and then we get nothing. Because pretty much the last letter from McGrath-Nicol basically says in point blank, pretty much you're going to get nothing. And then I've heard rumours from yesterday, the advertiser advised me that now McGrath-Nicol might get pulled from being the administrators because there's a bit of a conflict of interest because they've done previous business together. There's a lot of dodgy stuff going on.
How many other people are you in your situation that you've spoken to, Tim?
So there's a gentleman, Latita Pizza Bases. He's family business out of Sydney, so he supplied him some pizza bases. So I know he's $27,000. They owe him $27,000. And then I know there was because my wife put a post on social media, and I know there was a small business that did an event for him. I think that they set up an event for him, and there was a couple invoices, and they were never paid. But look, it's just all the lies, right? It's all the lies. We've just been lied to from go to woe, and it's just it's demoralising.
What was Bedford doing with the food that you were supplying them with?
So what they were doing is basically the disabled people were based. So I think there was a couple of guys running it, and then the disabled people would make food and on sell it to Foodland.
Yeah, right.
So apparently the Cultivate side of their business was quite profitable, but I guess overall, what our area was an absolute shit show.
Got dragged down with the rest of it, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because they had to build a brand new site. They were doing a new Cultivate Salisbury, like a state-of-the-art brand new site. They were going to have a second site. And then I guess when everything hit in June or July, basically they canned that as well.
It sounds like they expanded in all sorts of stuff that they couldn't actually afford and didn't do their due diligence on it. Tim, just finally, have you tried to have any direct contact with the state government? Have you heard anything from them?
Not from Peter Malinauskas. I've rang everyone. I've spoken to the opposition leader. I've rang everyone. Right, I've rang everyone. I'm going to do everything in my power. Like I said, I've got a young family. I'm just a small fish.
Yeah.
To try and get this money, right? So I just got to keep pushing.
Well, mate, we can't promise anything, but we talk to them all the time. So we'll raise this. We'll raise this with him, and I think he will. If he's listening to this interview now, he's not going to be feeling proud about the way it's played out. So I think let's see if something can come of this public scrutiny that it's getting. And good on you for popping your head up, mate, and going public on it, because if you don't make any noise, you generally get nothing. So we'll stay in touch, Tim.
Tim Chatsopoulos from Timpica Wholesalers. We will be certainly staying in touch for any developments, hopefully positive on that front. Let's check traffic, get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Morning there, getting busy in the usual spots for the drive-in. South Road at Mile End, both directions. The Porter Expressway sluggish too at Port Adelaide, and those works at Flinders Park for the intersection upgrade of Holbrooks Road and Grange Road also slow. Cameras this morning, got a few too. Dawes Road, Mitchell Park, and got one right now, McGill Road at McGill. The award-winning Nissan X-Trail range, now even better value with e-Power Hybrid for the price of petrol. Search Nissan offers today, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Still thinking about a sea change? Think Oakford Homes in Counter Bay. New stage released and selling fast. A variety of block sizes available in a friendly community with brand new low maintenance homes plus the beach close by. Affordable packages, no surprises. Move in now or invest for the future. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land ready to build. Don't miss out. New stage now released. Visit our display village at Encounter Bay. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
We often talk about cancer as if it's one thing, but there are as many cancers as there are people with it. Because the makeup of every person is unique. Every cancer treatment must be unique too. At SAMRI, our cancer research is not looking for a cure-all, but a cure each. To continue this research, SAMRI needs your help and your donations. Visit samri.org.au to find out more and donate today.
Are painful muscle cramps stopping you doing the things you love or waking you up at night? Caruso's Super Magnesium is a time-release formula with 6 types of magnesium which relieves painful muscle cramps when dietary intake is inadequate and supports muscle health and function. Caruso's Super Magnesium comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Get back to doing what you love with Caruso's Super Magnesium. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
When life sends you up a creek without a paddle, hello! Get a paddle. Or 2 with a new Cashies loan.
Woohoo, a paddle!
Get up to $5,000. Redraw whenever you need without reapplying. Plus, there's no upfront fees, no monthly account keeping fees, and there shouldn't be a fees. New Cashies loan. Be more life-proof. Apply in-store or at cashconverters.com.au.
T's and C's credit checks, fees and charges apply. See website for TMDs. Australian Credit Licence 391436.
Hi, I'm Deepa Matthew, Family First candidate in next year's state election. This election is about who will take the pressure off families. As a wife and mum, I know what keeps me up at night. Bills, housing affordability for our kids and care of our own parents. We've already got enough on our plate. That's why I'm fighting to take the pressure off South Australian families. For more information, visit familyfirstparty.org.au.
Spoken by D. Matthew, authorised by L. Sheldon, Family First Party, Norwood.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
4 to 9. I tell you what, it's been a barnstorming start for the rumour file. We confirmed earlier today the case of the junior basketball team that was simply too good to play finals, kicked out of the competition. Spoke with a parent this morning, but the organising body confirmed that it was a decision that they took as well. We spoke about that a little bit earlier. Matthew Clark yesterday. Confirmed as the head coach of the Bays. That was last week's rumour file. Make sure if you've got a rumour, you break the news here on 5AA Breakfast. You can be totally anonymous. We've had some terrific. There's one that may well still come to pass about Flinders Private being purchased by the state government. Feels behind the scenes like that one might have some legs.
What did Tom Coots-Santana say? Interesting.
Interesting. So the rumour file next week, next Wednesday. Make sure you're listening because who knows? You can hear tomorrow's news during the rumour file, and in the process, win yourself a magnificent prize of those Thorngate wines as well.
Oh, I love those wines. Just quickly, Vincent Tarzia better be hoping that for Liberal leaders, bad luck doesn't come in threes, because it's now being reported by The Australian that New South Wales Liberal leader Mark Speakman is set to face a challenge to his leadership today from Adelaide's own Kelly Sloan.
Wow.
First South Australian ever to lead the Liberal Party in New South Wales. What about that? It's a story. It's a story for SA.
Vincent will be saved by the calendar, won't he?
Yeah, and the lack of will.
Yeah.
And look, if you're Ashton Hearn, why on earth would you do it now? Why would you risk being stamped a loser I would almost say, an inevitable loser.
Well, you're going to lose. But the argument would be, because if you want to be the leader of a party with 5 seats or with 11?
Well, yes, but what if she ends up leading it to the 5-seat win?
Well, then that's your future inevitably then, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I don't think anything.
But I don't think it's going to happen. You couldn't do it now. No one's paying attention to politics over Christmas. And then you've got an election campaign. You can't teach someone who a new candidate is during the election campaign.
One senior Liberal source just texted me saying, ACT Libs have already rolled their leader, so that's 3.
There you go. Fuel watch, it's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The cheap spots, the Yugo West Hindmarsh, $1.58.9. Leroy's at Hackham's at $1.59.5. The Shell OTR St Mary's, $1.61.9. And diesel has jumped up in the last couple of days, the cheapest being $1.73.5, the Solo at Windsor Gardens, which brings us to the end of this on Thursday morning. And tomorrow, when you hear us, we're going to be broadcasting live from Mount Barker, where we're hoping to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for Variety. Make sure you tune in.